well, I wanted to segue this into vintage.
Yeah,
We were
let's do
talking
that.
on Twitter the other day because I had the feeling that, coming from my experience, that this deck is not as good as it technically is. But then a lot of people got into the conversation, told me, "No, Julian, this is what you have to play," and then you popped up. And if people don't know you, you are pretty much, I want to say, the end boss of almost everything happening on Magic Online with regards to Eternal Magic, like Legacy, Commander, Vintage. I think also Pauper, Modern sometimes. And
Yeah.
not only the end boss, but actually the unbeatable end boss that people can't get beyond until he's like nerfed or fixed and they release a new patch, and then it's like, oh, well, we had no idea that this is like the ultimate thing we can't beat. So this has been my impression of you lately, like over the last 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, Saturday is just a perfect day for me because I have the night free to play Magic, and then there's these tournaments, and I just really, when I care about something, I just go into it 100%. So I basically spent the whole week trying to figure out how to attack the metagame in Vintage and Commander for that specific tournament, and then I sometimes succeed. So yeah, I guess that's why you get the impression.
Yeah, and what like sticks out to me is that you don't only pilot like different decks all the time; they're also very, very refined. Because like we don't always talk about that thing on Twitter, but I should surely follow all of your tweets about that kind of stuff. You have
Yep.
very strong opinions, and not only like strong opinions, but also opinions backed up by, like you mentioned, a lot of testing. So I really get the impression that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically, most of it is from theory, because I don't play a lot of leagues and stuff, so it's basically off of experience and some theory crafting. And the thing is, when I do well with a deck, I know that next week some people will copy it, some other people will be ready for it, so I have to kind of renew myself in order to stay, on top of the game. So that's pretty hard, but it's also what I enjoy the most about it.
Yeah, I think it must be very rewarding, right? To always like stay one step ahead and come up with new tech that people haven't
Yeah.
seen. And
Yeah, that's what I like about Magic. I've never, taken a deck list from the internet and run that at a tournament. But I mean, it's just not enjoyable for me. I wanted to do my own tweaks to. If I do end up doing well, then it just feels a lot better for me.
yeah, and not only speaking about Magic Online, but also like your paper success. You and your teammates from Team Snapcard, which is like the big sponsor of yours, and I think a lot of, are they all Danes that are sponsored by Snapcard?
Yeah. Now, so basically, my role now, I'm not a player on the team. I'm more like a link between the team and the management, because I feel like I can contribute to a lot of stuff. Taking my somewhat limited spare time into account, I can still contribute. But right now, the team is Martin Mueller, Michael Bonde, Thomas Enevoldsen, Christopher Larsen, Simon Nielsen, and Martin Dang. So it's basically the six best players in Denmark and I feel somewhat responsible for putting this team together. Because I know them all, and that's why I figured the role would be, that would suit me a lot. So yeah, it's six Danes, and then it's me in the background writing stuff, doing stuff like this, visiting you here. Yeah, just trying to, keep it all together.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what the team is about to do. So they're definitely going to hit the Pro Tour for the new team series next year. I think we don't know the exact details of the team series yet, but I think I feel it's kind of cool that it's like all players from one nationality. Not that I really care about nationalities, but this feels kind of like the national team of Denmark playing in the Pro
Yeah.
Tour, and that's kind of exciting to me.
For sure, and that's a big reason why we chose this squad. I mean, I just think it'll be super cool we're getting some new jerseys. We're going with the national feeling that you just talked about. So yeah, we have some stuff up our sleeves for the upcoming season for sure.
So what's something that, like in football and soccer, like a chant that you do for the Danish national team? Do you have something like that?
Not yet. It's super new. I don't even know if the season has started. I think there was some tournaments in North America this weekend or something. But yeah, we'll get something nice together and and do some team spirit stuff.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to you adopting a lot of football stuff just for the team. That would be nice.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Andreas, can you tell me about this deck? Because to me, I have played I would say a lot of Vintage, but not very regularly over the years. Every now and then, and usually what I do is I just grab whichever stacks list I can get shipped, and then I run that, and that has been somewhat successful for me. But I think I've never really been sure what I've been doing. Sometimes a deck like Stacks or Workshops, it plays itself to a certain degree, whereas when I picked up this deck, and I did run it in a league yesterday just to like somewhat prepare and also to know which kind of questions to ask, I felt a little lost at times. Like sometimes you open those hands and you feel absolutely overwhelmed, and I didn't know where to go.
Look, I think just playing Workshops and then just only seeing that part of the format, you don't really get to... yeah, like you say, you can win without really knowing what you're doing or what the opponent's doing. But you can't really do that with this deck. I guess it has some hands where it doesn't matter what your opponent's gonna do. But this deck is built through just years of experience and knowledge about the format. And I think a Workshop deck is, yeah, that's not really the same thing, because you'll still play the same cards. Regardless of the meta game, I mean the taxing stuff, wastelands and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad that you kind of took a dip at it last night. I haven't watched the games at all, so but you have some games where you're the controlling deck. You have some games where you're a super explosive combo deck. So it's just, you need to be ready for a lot of stuff, a lot of different stuff to happen in the games.
Yeah, so the very first thing that happened to me is I played against Merfolk, and I got slaughtered, because apparently they run like 17 Nilrods or something, and I couldn't even keep up. Like, I realized that we are playing a ton of Hercules Recoil, and I assume that's a way that you actually beat Workshops, because the way we got this conversation started was like, I mentioned that I think this deck loses to Workshop, and then I think Sirius told me that they changed the deck, and now it's actually like pretty good against Workshops. And looking at the list, like 2 Hercules Recoil in the main and 2 in the side, I can see that being a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this deck is built, back in the day where I built this deck, it was actually when Monastery Mentor was still unrestricted. I remember my first iteration of this deck played 2 Mentors, but the whole point was that I wanted a deck that could beat Dredge game 1 sometimes. I mean, that's very hard for any deck to do, so I need a combo deck for that. But I also wanted something with a favorable Mishra's Workshop matchup. And you get that, like you said, via the Hercules Recalls, but also via having so much mana to dump onto the table. The additional Mox Opals, they really help in that regard. So it's not those matchups that we should be afraid of. It's the matchups where they play stuff like Pyroblast, Flusterstorm, yeah, Nullrod and Stony Silence. Those are definitely enemy number 1. And as you briefly mentioned, Nullrod can be dealt with by Hercules Recall, but Stony Silence, that's a killer. So we have to look out for that when we're playing against decks like Jeskai.
Yeah, that's something I noticed, that we can't really deal with enchantments. You told me about Energy Flux, like a way to beat that is to keep up Paradoxical Outcome to get all your artifacts back.
Yeah, I was mostly trying to be to apply some humor to it. But also, if you suspect Energy Flux, you can slow roll your artifacts. But other than that, Paradoxical Outcome is a great way to beat it.
Yeah, the card itself is kind of crazy. Like, when it first was spoiled, I don't know much about Vintage, but I looked at it and I was like, there's no way that this is gonna be like not broken in Vintage.
Yeah.
It gets you addicted to the deck. Like, when I finished the league yesterday, it was quite late, but then I was like, oh, I really want to play another one, but then I didn't, so I'm really pumped for this.
Yeah, so when you get to do your thing, it's very powerful, but at this point, it's pretty established that this is like the deck to beat in the format. So people will have just a little more counter magic, just a little more Nullrod effects, just a little more, to disrupt you along the way. So right now, I don't feel superior when I'm playing this deck. I actually haven't played that deck for a few weeks on the challenges because I just felt like I lost my, I had a pretty large edge at one point. But at this point, the format is also full of mirror matches. And it's full of the cards I mentioned before. So yeah, we have to do some work today.
Okay, one more question. What's the Oath matchup like? I played that yesterday, and I felt somewhat lost.
Sorry, which matchup?
Oath of Druids.
Oh, Oath. Yeah. See, Oath is just like saying what's the blue matchup like. I mean, there's as many different builds of Oath that there's blue decks
okay.
in total in Vintage. But in general, Oath of Druids, you have a control deck with the package of some fatties and 4 Oath of Druids. So the thing is, they're a slightly worse control deck than something like Jeskai, but they can also just win faster because of Orchard, Mox, Oath of Druids. So the games become like pretty hard to what's that word? You can't really tell how the games are gonna go, but if they land somewhere in between being a good control deck and a very fast Oath deck, then you'll beat them. But if they get their control game going or they have a fast Oath, then you can lose to them. So you want them to be in the middle of those two extremes.
Okay, so my experience this far is very limited. Just fun story. My opponent got Oath out, and I think for some reason I had a card in a token. So he got to Oath. He got Sphinx of the Steelwind. No, actually he got Sphinx of the Steelwind, but how did he get that? I think he... Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, I actually got to trigger Oath because he had a creature. Yeah. And then I get Blightsteel Colossus, and I was like, okay, sure, let's play that again. But next time he got Griselbrand, and that didn't end very well for me.
Yeah. So it's also very different what creatures they're playing, because when I play Oath, I play 2 Inferno Titans and 1 Griselbrand. And so I've seen a lot of people play, the Sphinx, like you said, alongside maybe 1 Emrakul, 1 Griselbrand. So it's just Inferno Titan, that card doesn't do a whole lot. But if they Oath up Griselbrand, then you're probably going to lose. So there's just a lot of stuff like that you need to take into the account.
So awesome! Let's jump into the league and find out what we can do. I'm a little bit scared about my opening hand because every time I see an opening hand in Vintage that's not shops, I'm feeling somewhat overwhelmed because there's just so much.
But that's also the whole point of this, that you need to be, you need to learn some new stuff, or you need to see some new situations.
Okay, so let's see. We are up against White Hunter. I have no idea what he's playing. Here we go.
On the play, that's a good thing in Vintage. The older the format,
you always want to be on the play, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, let's actually start by me examining the hand. Then you tell me how wrong I am. So I think this hand is certainly a keep. It has some mana, and it has force and our key spell and a bunch of cantrips. Do you aggressively Gitaxian Probe here to see what they're on?
Because it has such a high upside to hit a free artifact to start POing right away. And it will also give you nice information about how to play your Preordain if you have some decisions with the Scry.
So we just go ahead and probe them first of all.
Yeah, I like that.
So
it's just super important to know whether we're against a blue deck or shops or dredge or whatever. So Magic Online now remembers the cards you see with Detection Probe.
Actually, we can see that, yeah. So...
Okay, so we're actually going to stacks, not the Workshop aggro deck with like Foundry Inspector and stuff like that. I think this is stacks because of Tanglewire, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I played Tanglewire in my aggro version of stacks, but that was a very uncommon choice, and I'm not sure if it's even correct.
Yeah, I think it's pretty bad now because it is such a large chunk of the metagame will be the mirror match, so you can't afford to have a bad card in that slot.
So what do you expect them to do on their first turn? Are they just going to Wasteland our Tundra, or are they going to run out the Sphere? Probably the Sphere, I would guess.
Yeah, they'll run out the Sphere, even though Wasteland is more scary from our perspective, seeing we have no more lands, but we have the Force of Will. But I don't think they'll do that. Okay, let's see what we get from the draw.
Let's see what we're going to find. Okay, Lotus.
Yeah, so now I think we need to preordain to see if we can find just some more artifact stuff.
And this
we want to preordain first because we don't have the shuffle effect.
So I guess actually,
or we could.
Do we tinker? Yeah, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So this goes on the bottom. Actually, we can put it on the top to make sure we don't draw Colossus. Is that
we draw the tinker. This is not a zero missions.
I know, but you mean of course we tinker this turn.
Yeah,
this is way too crazy. Okay.
Black Lotus changes everything.
Okay, put on top.
Yeah.
And then we get these two guys.
So I guess, do you want to... No, you don't want to ponder because you can actually draw the Colossus.
Accidentally.
So let's wait a little bit on that one.
I mean, technically we could ponder and...
No, don't ponder because then we can actually draw it.
Okay.
If we choose to shuffle.
Yeah, I mean, and then not... I guess we can shuffle next turn anyway, if you want. Okay, here's the big guy. Actually, can you hear my sound effects?
Battle cruiser operational.
So let's... I can't hear any sound effects.
Okay, perfect.
So just ponder now. I mean, we could find Ancestral into Mox Time Walk.
That would be crazy. I guess we want the UC. I mean, is there really any way we can still lose? I'm not sure.
I don't think we can lose unless they were able to put out a sphere effect and then Phyrexian Metamorph.
Oh yeah.
But
I guess
I
we
mean,
still trade.
But since we know our hand, their hand, it doesn't really matter what you do here.
Yeah, I would think so. And Wild Opponent.
Theoretically, getting the Voltaic Key there and playing it from the one floating mana would...
That would be the masterful play. That's how you win the challenges.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. So,
great start. You're a master at this deck.
Yeah. I should actually build this deck. How expensive is it on Magic Online?
I think it's like 600, but I guess you have the Force of Wills and stuff, so...
Yeah, I think I got it from Card Order, and it must have been pretty much exactly 500, even though I had a couple of fetch lands.
Okay.
So, how are we gonna start? Actually, let me try to figure that out for myself, and then you tell me how wrong I am. So,
yeah.
Probably the 2 islands. I'm pretty sure the 2 islands come in. The 2 Hercules seems correct. And then, when I played it yesterday, I wasn't sure about Karn. But what I'm pretty sure comes out is, where is it? The Flusterstorm. I could see the Cataxian Probe coming out. Maybe the Night's Whispers are too expensive. And about the rest, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, you nailed it. You just keep in the probe and swap the 4 cards, because Night's Whisper is a card for the blue matchups. You don't need it here. It exposes you to Wasteland. Under a Sphere, it's a 3-drop. So yeah, a lot of bad stuff with that one. And you don't need to grind through like a smattering of counterspells against this deck. So just bouncing their stuff once and having 1 PO is usually enough to win the game, or Tinker, like you just saw.
Awesome. And we are happy about the extra mana sources, so we are not actually taking out any lands or something.
No, we just want extra mana sources here.
Okay, so let's ship that. Being on the draw against workshops, that's probably one of the worst positions in all of Magic. You feel so bad about it. But I guess this hand is actually, wow.
Unless you're a master, like yourself.
I'm pretty good at drawing the cards I need, I guess.
Yeah.
So we definitely keep this, I would say.
Yeah.
And then, what are we looking to... Oh, well, Workshop. I guess that's what the deck is called. I can see the Mox resolving. You just stop me whenever you see something like super stupid or unintuitive, but I think the Mox resolves.
Yeah.
Sphere.
So I guess you can take it from here.
We
don't want that to resolve, obviously.
Yeah, pitching the Merchant Scroll, I would guess.
Yeah, the Merchant Scroll is just a 3-mana Ancestor Recall most of the time.
You see, when I was introduced to Vintage like 15 years ago or something like that, people told me, Merchant Scroll, there's only 2 cards it ever gets, Ancestor Recall or Force of Will, and nothing else. And I was like, but you can get Tinker. No, you can't. But you can get Time. No, you can't.
Yeah, actually, a player that was somewhat normal back then was getting Mystical Tutor, which could get Tinker.
Okay.
So there's a way around it.
So are we gonna...
Or Mystical Tutor, which could get Yawgmoth's Will.
Are we just gonna Ancestor us?
Yeah, Ancestor right now, because we just made sure we don't risk discarding, and if we hit a Mox, because you're a genius, then we can dump the Sol Ring as well.
Perfect. And that way we get to play around any future fears they might have that would increase the cost for that.
But we do play into their Phyrexian Revoker, so yeah. I just think it's worth it.
I think Terrawire is fine. I mean, not that we can really do anything about it. And then we tap the stuff. Well, actually, we could,
Yeah, you don't have anything to spend it on, but we do get to preordain. I like getting it basic here. Just stay out of Wasteland range for as long as possible.
So, how do you usually kill them? Is it like random Mentor beats or like Tinker?
Either you have a fast Tinker or Mentor, like you just did, or you play the Draw-Go game until you have the Hercules Recall, and then you just find the Time Vault combo, usually.
Ah, okay. I can see our game plan being like Demonic Tutor for Tinker here, maybe, or is it Storm?
Yeah, but that's a little, down the road because of the Tangle Wire, so I think Brainstorm, that should be better than a random card, so let's just keep that and bottom the fetch.
And then we pass.
And here, if he doesn't disrupt us anymore, I think we just tap the non-Sol Ring permanents and then just Underground Sea Demonic, see what happens, just to kind of use our mana. I mean, we already have the Hercules Recall, so now we just need some business to follow it up. We didn't do anything, okay?
Didn't even have an extra land. So we tap these.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mana Vault doesn't really change anything because we don't.
Yeah, we can dump that after playing the Demonic Tutor, so that's great.
So here we go. Demonic.
So here, I think Tinker should just be safe, because even if they have the Metamorph, we can bounce with Hercule's Recall and just swing for the win. So.
And I think a nice thing about Hercules is that it actually targets the player, so it doesn't like bounce all the artifacts.
Yeah, for sure.
So next turn we have to tap 2, so I guess we can tap like Island Mox. And then maybe, actually, we can even Brainstorm first to see whether we can fight the Time Walk.
Brainstorm is risk-free, because even if we draw the Colossus, we can put it back.
And that's Soul Ring, okay.
So now they can actually do some stuff.
Well, they get 6 mana. Maybe they're gonna play.
So they just drew the Ancient Tomb, right? Because last time they had to tap down everything, and they didn't play a land.
Yeah. So yeah.
And now they suddenly have a Soul Ring and an Ancient Tomb. So yeah, that's why they didn't do anything. So let's see here what they can do to try and keep us down.
So that would actually be scary. I mean, even Lotz and Golem isn't. Oh, another one. Okay. So
yeah. So now
we can Brainstorm if we want to, but I think is it really worth it?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So we just tap everything and play the land, I guess?
Yeah. So they got to tap our Mana Vault.
Well, they're also gonna tap a lot of their shit. Actually, we could have float. Oh no, when does it actually trigger? You may pay 4. Oh, I could have floated the mana and then untapped the Mana Vault, I think. But now it's too late.
Yeah, I actually think you're right. Huh, that's clever. That's a situation I've never seen for 15 years. That's kind of cool.
So
I think you just say okay, because now and then you have to.
Oh no! Now I said okay again. That was incorrect.
Another crack at it, but we say no the second time around.
Okay. Anyway, we tap it, and then we take the damage next turn on the draw step. Mana.
Okay.
Oh wow! We can actually do it.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Sure, why not?
Finish him!
Oh god, this deck.
Let's sack the Mana Vault.
The Mana Vault, yeah. That's something I also learned. Like when you take
and
infinite
you press
turns,
the Crypt.
you can still lose to the Mana Crypt. This is Blight Sea Colossus, yeah. Okay, opponent.
Battle Cruiser operational.
I like sacking the Vault there, but I guess you misheard what I said.
Oh, you said sacking the Vault instead of Crypt?
Yeah, because the Crypt is actually, we have some mana there.
Yeah. Oh, then I misheard.
And it's also another permanent that actually untaps in case of like more Tangle Wire stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he could actually have the Metamorph. Like he taps 4 permanents here. So if he has the Metamorph, it's gonna be a bit awkward.
No, because
we have the Herkies.
Yeah. We're safe in that regard. So he needs something crazy that I can't really think of.
Is that like Duplicant? But then he needs a land. Actually, I guess Duplicant. He needs a land to do that. And he didn't have a land 2 turns before, and then had a land, so I guess he doesn't have a land.
It's been a while since I've seen that card.
Well, I've been playing Vintage a while ago.
Yeah, but it's right. That's right. It was actually in the deck at some point.
So
back when you didn't have a lot of options for the mirror match.
I guess him wastelanding us is a good thing.
Yeah, getting down. Yeah, and here's the Metamorph. So
okay, easy. So we do that on the upkeep.
Yeah, let's see. We need to. Yeah.
Let's go for that. Okay, it's you. And he's just gonna concede.
We just messed up there.
Oh no, we have to tap our. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
See, that's why you don't sack your Mana Crypt.
Oh damn. So how many do we actually have to tap? It uses last known information, so it was like 1 and 2. I'm not sure.
I think it's 1 and 3.
I guess we're gonna find out when we tap this one. I mean, technically we could float the mana, but I don't really want to float the mana.
But don't we want to untap the Vault?
Yeah, but if it's just 2, 1 and 2, then I don't. But I'm not sure.
I think it's 1 and 3, but whatever.
Yeah, and then we have to tap everything. Then you're right, definitely. I think we don't.
See, that was how many permanents? 1, 2. Yeah, so if we just kept the Crypt, everything would have been great. We could just tap 4 and.
Oh damn! That was a pretty big screw up. Oh, sorry. Well, I guess there's a chance we can still do it if we find another Hercules.
Yeah.
We found the Mox. That's.
I think we play. Let's see if we play that, because how many Tangle Wires can he dump?
He has 6 mana. No, yeah, he should have 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Soldering 6. And did he have a Mox?
Yeah.
7?
So you can actually dump both. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just lost that game because of that.
Oh, we actually lost the game?
I think we're in a very, very tough spot.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna play out the Mox.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sure. Because if he plays out 2 Tangle Wires, then he can't really do anything for a while,
yeah.
I guess.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah, that was super bad.
I should have floated the mana. Oh, no, actually, I should have.
I guess.
It all goes back to sacking the mana crypt.
Yeah, that was a mistake because the 2 mana can be relevant, and then untap permanent could be relevant.
Oh, it actually looks like the opponent is only gonna play a single Tangle Wire here.
Yeah.
So there's a chance we draw one of our 3-offs.
Yeah.
So this time you have to tap 4 permanents, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can. So we're not really attacking, right? Because assuming we don't find Hercules, I'm just trying to figure out what we're gonna do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but we need to keep the Colossus untapped no matter what, because otherwise he attacks for lethal.
Otherwise, yeah. And we need to have double blue, but I think we can have double blue, but then we need extra mana sources to draw off the Brainstorm.
Yeah, I think keeping open Sol Ring plus a land is better. Sol Ring plus Underground Sea.
So like, oh no, right. I was thinking about Sol Ring Island plus Underground Sea for the double blue, but
yeah, yeah. I guess if we hit something like Sensei's Divining Top, we want the extra colorless. If we hit something like Preordain, we want the blue. So it's up to you.
Let's do it like this. And then Treasure Cruise.
That is better than a Brainstorm.
Oh, it is. We just play that and see.
Doesn't matter what you delve away.
Graveyard interaction, right? Yeah.
We don't have anything for the graveyard. That's nice.
Well, no, that doesn't really work.
You can get that down and untap the Mana Vault.
If we had a blue Mox, then we could actually like cast the Brainstorm. But I don't actually hate the Force of Will we have.
No, that's good insurance for sure. So,
Now the opponent has to tap 3 actually, only 2 basically.
Yeah. So we're basically forcing him to keep that one untapped, and we still get to play to our 3 outs.
I guess if he attacks, then we can later on draw the Colossus again and maybe even cast it. I've done that before yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. That's not impossible.
I guess Mentor would also be okay. Mentor seems to be pretty good against Tanglewire. But
yeah.
We don't really have white yet. But this deck is so crazy, it probably can like draw into white easily.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, another Metamorph. I guess this card... Oh, well, no! I let it resolve!
Yeah,
no!
Okay. I think we need to counter that one, right?
Yeah, count using the Brainstorm, I guess.
Yeah, so 4 mana dig through time, how's that?
Oh, wait.
I think this is fine.
Okay.
But yeah, you're putting us in a tough spot.
By misplaying like really horribly. Oh god. So the opponent can actually attack now.
Yeah, so
now we have to block. And it's not even going to our graveyard.
No. But it only shuffles itself in, at least. It's
Yeah.
not like the Eldrazi.
How hard can a single man screw up? So I guess we tap the Mox, the Ruby, and then the Voltaic. Actually, we could let the Voltaic key untapped in case we draw Time Void.
Yeah, so let's just make sure we can cast the Dig Through Time and find the Time Bolt for the win. I think that you need mana for that.
Yeah. Should we actually dig? No, we wait for the draw step, I guess.
I guess digging now, that's not a bad idea.
Oh, I just clicked.
Yeah, that's fine. But, I mean, if you dig, then you would kind of know what you need the mana for.
Yeah. So I guess we tap a land. Actually, we have a lot of colorless mana. I guess we can even tap the Soul Ring.
Yeah, I think you need to do that.
Yeah, let's do that. If I still win this game, it's gonna be so unfair.
Yeah, for sure.
Ah, look what he drew. Hello, Mr. Colossus.
Yeah, so we need to
let's see.
delve the graveyard, one floating, and then hit the time vault.
Easy.
We actually need a mana source plus time vault.
Anything?
No such luck, and no Hercules.
We can cast Mentor, but then that doesn't. I guess it blocks for a turn.
Yeah, maybe. I think we need to get. Let's see. I think we need to get Preordain plus Opal, maybe, to try and hit that Hercules recall.
Okay, let's try that. Actually, does that really work? No. Oh, we can do it right. Yeah, we can do it on our turn. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's see. I mean, there's still like 3 left in the deck. No.
Yeah. No to both of those.
No blue mana.
Yes!
Oh, actually, we do have blue mana.
Yes!
Oh god, this deck is so crazy.
See, that's why we needed to keep the mana vault.
Oh, this is actually crazy. I saw it all in the future. So we untap this, so let's not screw that up.
With the colorless mana, please.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And then we actually target all of our stuff.
Yes.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Time
Then we
vault,
draw
baby!
infinite cards. I guess we play Lotus, actually.
Nice hand, bro.
Oh, whoa. Oh god, I'm overwhelmed. I'm not sure what to do. So Mentor is somewhere on the bottom, so we're probably just gonna play all of our stuff. Time Walk. Oh, actually, we can probably win this turn. This is just too much for me. Okay, let's just generate a ton of mana.
Yeah.
Lotus is nice. Opponent is like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't think he knows we messed up.
Oh, he definitely knows. Maybe he's even watching the stream. Hello, opponent. So where are we going from here? We got the Mox Opera. Oh god, this is so crazy.
You can generate mana with if you play the key and untaps the vault.
Or the vault, yeah, for colorless mana.
Yeah.
Oh, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. Here we go. Untap this. I think we can even hardcast Colossus, maybe.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, this is awesome. So I like just going for the PO here.
Yeah. Actually, let's make sure not to deck ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, and lots of stuff. I think the Hercules actually generates mana.
Yeah, outcome is busted. So you just replay your stuff and do another outcome.
Oh, I'm so happy I'm actually playing this deck.
Yeah, this is just perfect. I mean, it would just have been boring if we were already in the next match, because if we played correctly, we would just have won 6 turns ago. But I like this one.
Oh, I like this one a lot. How could I ever play something else? Like, if I play this deck, I'm feeling like this is the greatest deck in Out of Magic. I mean, when you lose, it can be miserable, but you always feel like there's an out. There's something you can do. Oh god, we actually could fireball him or something.
Yeah.
And then we outcome again. Oh god. So we got 21 cards left.
Yeah, but we should find the time vault soon. And
I don't even want the Time Vault. I want Blightsteel, Hercules Sim, and Time Walk.
Yeah, but that's not unrealistic. But yeah, that's
we can play Academy even.
Yeah, because we haven't played a land yet, and that's just perfect. So yeah, you can go for that kill that you just talked about.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I want to do that. Oh, the Academy is crazy too.
Yeah.
Oh, opponent concedes.
No!
He's like, okay, I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
That was a timely save. I mean, so how we ended up taking a Mox and a Preordain from the dig-through time, bottoming both, drawing into a paradoxical outcome that both of us thought was kind of, a dead draw and next game, But then it went with the one floating, untapping the mana vault, play the Opal, and go to town.
So we know how to put on a show.
Yeah, I guess that's... I can't believe it punished us so much, choosing the artifact to sacrifice the Tinker. It was just... a lot of consequences.
I'm actually gonna update the overlay because it's still said that you're playing Elves and Legacy. This is very different from Elves. And this is absolutely crazy. So let's get, I don't know, what's like a super fun matchup to get? I guess Dredge would be super cool if you actually managed to beat them in the first game. But I get Dredge and Vintage.
A fun matchup is basically the blue decks, because then you need to like work for your money. Maybe you get to activate some Karn. That's pretty cool. Or a mirror match maybe, where you can beat them with Kambal.
Yeah, the mirror match was super interesting with Cabal. Like, they had Leovold and I had the Cabal guy. Or what's it called? Kambal? Yeah. And I wasn't sure whether I should bring in the what's it called, Karns, but I did. And later in the like third game, when I didn't have Kambal and they had Leovold, I realized, okay, Karn can just like go to town on them. Like, I don't care about your
Karn is just super hard to deal with because it dodges Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, Abrupt Decay, stuff like that. And the card drawing aspect of him actually gets around Leovold. So it can just do a lot of stuff in blue matchups.
Yeah, and I like how it can go like -2, and still stay on the board by putting on a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's also pretty good.
I mean, imagine if you go like turn 1 Karn.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah, let's aim for that. But Karn only comes in your bad matchup, so it's kind of a two-sided sword. I mean, whether if I want to see him tonight or not.
So, going back to Dredge, when I played the deck, people told me to include, like, but that's basically a while ago, to include an Ancient Grudge to have an out to Vault Key in the first game. And I guess Vault Key is one of the ways you can actually beat Dredge in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, Fast Tinker, Fast Mentor are actually the combo. But yeah, you need to win the game on turn 2 or 3 in order to have a chance game 1.
Oh, Library on the draw. I love that. I had that almost every game yesterday.
Nice.
Depending on what we see, we're just gonna play a slow game, I guess.
Yep.
I guess we don't really have much of a choice anyway.
No, with this hand, we don't have much of a choice. So let's hope we're up against a fair blue matchup. I mean, if they're playing something like Workshops or Dredge, this hand is not very good.
Bazaar of Baghdad. Go. Actually, how does Dredge work these days? Like, back in the day, like, they always passed the Bazaar, but do they play something like Unmask now? So they would maybe...
Dredge also has a lot of different versions. A few people play the Hollow One main deck, so they will activate it on their own turn, and like you said, Unmask. But those two are not really the consensus version. I think the most popular version is a version with Mental Misstep, Mindbreak Trap, and Force of Will, so it's called Pitch Dredge, I think.
So it's very different from actual, like, Magic. So you use all your hands, you never really do anything else.
Yeah.
You never, like, tap for mana.
Yeah, it's game 1 is kind of strange, but then after sideboard they have some colored lands, they have some sideboard plan revolving around Hollow One, maybe Gurmag Anglers, and some removal for your Graveyard Fate.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, I guess we can have 6 now, he's seen our hand.
Yeah. So is this Jace the Mind Sculptor? No, it's not. Okay.
No. So do you just play Library and pass?
I like activating it because there's some chance you either draw like a Blue Mox or a Sensei the Mining Tub, so you want to actually empty your hand. Because you have the Mox, I think it's worth to...
Yeah. So we can make sure we don't have to discard.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Maybe you want to discard now.
Oh,
Maybe actually
you're right. That makes sense. What do you mean? We're not getting to 12 mana anytime soon?
No. I mean, it's also... There's a non-0% chance that our opponent's playing the card Show and Tell, so let's see. Let's see if we get punished.
Oh, so it's like 4 Show and Tell, 4 Oath? Is that like a thing? I was always wondering.
No, not really. There's okay, so now there's the Jace, but not... So he's actually letting us go, so he doesn't have any more lands, I guess. Huh. He would have just played another land to cast the Jace, right, and then stripped our library?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we actually beat Jason? Tinker Time Walk, I guess?
I mean, Jace is just a better Library of Alexandria. Right now we can actually...
Oh no, we can't.
Yeah.
We have to play a land.
Yeah, you need to play out a land first. Underground Sea is fine.
So
Draw and then Mox Time Walk.
Yeah, seems right.
Time Walk is very strong with the library.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
He keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Maybe the Colossus knows something that we don't know. Maybe the opponent is actually going to cast Show and Tell now. Because we just discarded Colossus. He's like, oh, there's no chance he has Colossus in his hand.
Now there's...
But then we still lose because he goes minus on Chase.
Chance. So just draw right away. Good draw.
Yeah, we are somewhat outdrawing him. I was wondering, is there a place for Snapcaster in this deck?
Some people play Snapcaster. To me, it's a win more card. I just want the cards right away from Night's Whisper. I mean, in a perfect world where people are like bouncing their own Snapcaster with paradoxical outcome, I feel like I'm winning anyway. So it definitely sees play.
So I kind of like Brainstorm here, and
Yeah.
then going for maybe.
Yeah, we have a lot of bad cards, and Vintage has a lot of powerful stuff we can dump onto the table. So yeah, just a land, I guess.
And then play the fetch land.
So we actually need to worry about our opponent killing us.
Yeah, so should we like keep up the Flusterstorm or something?
I was thinking about.
I mean, we can. Oh no, we need another artifact.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking about Demonic Tutoring for a Force Will, actually.
Okay, let's try that. Or what's better, Demonic or the Flusterstorm or Force?
Yeah,
I guess Force because you can find Time Void.
yeah, that's the thing. So if we go for a Force Will there and just keep the Opal in hand, yeah. Tutor for Force Will, just kind of try and make sure that we get to the next turn, and then we rely on Night's Whisper to kind of churn through our deck and hopefully find like PO or Delve Spell. And if he doesn't do anything that,
then we can try to go with Library.
Yeah, and actually, let's see, we're at 7 cards now. If he forces us down to 5, then we draw up to 6. Then Night's Whisper will get us to 7. Yeah, so I think this is fine. But we also need to worry about actually
Strip Mine
going broken pretty soon.
So what the opponent is like, is this kind of like the... It's probably not the mirror match, right? It's more like a blue control deck.
Yeah, but he's playing Jace and the Time Vault combo. I'm not really... And so Strip Mine is not really a normal card. I guess you can always play one Strip Mine. So my guess is this is something like Grixis Control.
I guess we let the Demonic happen, right?
Yeah, let him spend the mana.
So if I'm always like somewhat underimpressed. And Zakat I actually sometimes side out in certain matchups, but maybe I'm wrong about that.
Which card?
Demonic.
Yeah, I don't think you should do that. It's just some consistency. You want, I mean, a lot of interest games are like who can draw the most powerful stuff. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever boarded out a Demonic Tutor.
Interesting, the opponent still hasn't found a land.
Yeah.
So if we could,
I think they might have done the same tutoring for a Force Will here, just to try and make sure. Yeah, that card is not very good, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Tinker, but no.
Yeah. So how do you feel like just whispering?
Yeah, just whisper out right away and see what happens.
Yep. So we can basically treat that Tinker as Force Will fodder at this point.
So
let's go Mark. Yeah, maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, I like just pondering. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, you wanted to ponder off the Mox Sapphire?
Yeah, I don't think it really matters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're good.
So we get that, and we cast Ancestral. Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Vintage. I think I'm never going to play something else ever again.
Now we need to make sure we can actually Flusterstorm a potential mental misstep or Force Will from his hand.
So we need to play the land as well.
You can actually go with the Mox. You don't play the land because you want the Tolarian Academy, so go with the Mox Opal.
Oh yeah, we got 3 artifacts.
So this is perfect because now we also get to play the Academy
and outcome. And I'm what? Oh, now we can actually go for the win, can't we? Do we have enough? 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Nah.
What if we Hercules ourselves? That nets us 1 mana at this point. Wait a minute with that one.
Yeah, we got onto 2 mana, then we got like 3, 4, 5. Then we got it. Then we're missing 1 mana.
Few. That's 1 too few, right?
Yeah. We need it is. We need 1 more mana to activate the key.
But if we do that, we have. Let's see. Don't we have double Force of Will in that case, and the combo onto the table?
Yeah, we have double Force of Will and the combo on the table. So is there anything we can lose to? I mean, they are not playing DK, I would say.
No, but let me just see here. I mean,
what if we? No, that doesn't work.
Alternatively, we can PO right now. Just draw 3 cards,
and then have 3 mana up. I don't hate that.
But then
The
we're
opponent
kind
also
of
doesn't have
incentivized
blue
to keep
source.
going.
It's kind of...
I think I would go for the PO this turn.
Okay.
And try and protect it.
Let's see.
I mean, if this works, I mean, we should just be in the clear. But
is he gonna force this? Are we gonna fight about this? Probably.
Yeah, because we
he
actually
pitches
want
Ancestor.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, just pitched the Hercules Recall, I guess. So this is pretty good. We're also lowering our own hand size to make sure we don't have to discard, stuff like that.
1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I guess we just play those guys, right?
Yeah, let's play out those, because then we play a little bit better around his Flusterstorm. I'm not do we play out the Time Bolt? That's the question.
So how would he actually fight over the Time Bolt? We also know that he doesn't have a blue source yet. He can find at least one, maybe maybe he can. But is Mana Drain a concern? Not really, I guess.
He plays... if he's on Grixis, which we don't really know, he can play Dak Faden.
Oh yeah, Dak Faden. But I guess we fight over that. He can have Pyroblast, I guess. But he wouldn't have tapped the Mox Ruby if he had Pyroblast.
No, you're right. I think if you play out that tapping Emerald and Jet, then it's fine.
Pretty safe, yeah.
And now we have Flusterstorm and Force of Will.
Let's see what the opponent can do.
I don't feel like he can beat that.
Chat is saying we can't really call the deck Paradoxical Outcome Storm if the only Storm card is Flusterstorm.
I agree. I haven't... it's all Julian's work. This is not a Storm deck.
How do you actually call that deck? Oh, we have to fight over that. I have seen this before.
Yeah, that's just what he tutored for last turn, for sure. Yeah, I like that. So even if he has a Force of Will now, he will lose the Flusterstorm, yeah.
Actually, let's see. This works this way. Oh god, Flusterstorm magic on it is always scary.
Yeah.
But one card in hand for the opponent, I think there's no way you can fight over this. I guess technically... No, Mindbreak Trap also doesn't do it.
No, I agree.
So he should be dead on board. He already used Chase. He
Yeah.
even plays like the one of Werther. No, that even doesn't
I think he's out of answers here. Maybe Fragmentize this card.
Here we go. We won again.
That was actually a great game, because the library versus Jace, that's kind of iconic. And then we knew...
At least you sounded like Chase usually wins.
Yeah, he was kind of unfortunate to not hit a blue source, so he couldn't really keep the train going, and we were able to activate library and do broken stuff, so yeah.
So, sideboard-wise, I can see Flusterstorm coming in, and then, like, I'm on the fence about these 4. We might want them, maybe you only want 2 of them.
The thing is, right now, we don't know if our opponent is a Paradoxical Outcome deck.
But would they really play, like, I don't know, Strip Mine? That feels a bit loose.
I doubt it. I think he's more of a Grixis deck with just a Time Ball combo and Tinker, big guy. So I like the 3 cards you have on the right there.
These 3, okay.
Yeah, and I think I'll get rid of the Tinker and Colossus, because
he has Chase.
Yeah. He most likely also has Dak Faden. I mean, we don't know his color combination for sure, but those can be kind of a liability. So you get rid of those, and then I think just 1 Hercules Recall. I mean, that card shouldn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. Do you like keeping 1 just for like the uses it has for Storm?
You can keep that, or you can keep a Tinker, only to get the
the
Volt combo. But that card might be able to do some stuff that we don't anticipate, and at worst it just pitches to Force of Will, or it generates a lot of monks. I mean, it can just do some stuff in different spots.
Okay, perfect. By the way, I think your head went below your webcam now.
Oh yeah, I need to do some readjusting here.
I guess we keep that. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, this is a great hand. We need 1 artifact to kind of go off. Or just 1 land, I guess, for turn 2.
Opponent continues his theme of not having lands. Oh, right, now he does.
Not this time.
Tropical, interesting.
So, let's see here. Are we able to play all our stuff?
Where we can Time Walk.
Yeah, what about just playing out the Pearl and then Key?
Yeah, that sounds better.
We're just kind of using our mana better. And I think if he missteps here, we will fluster back. Okay, he didn't, so...
Do you like Time Walk here?
Yeah, Time War's fine. Okay. I mean, if we get a land, we can
I think
do
I'm
all the
sometimes a
stuff.
bit too scary. Like I'm a bit too scared. When playing Vintage, I'm like, oh, but what if he counters that and then he untaps into something crazy? Like, yeah, well, I guess that happens.
That's a great draw. I think we should play that paradoxical outcome on his upkeep.
Oh, okay. I was wondering end of the turn, but upkeep makes sense.
Yeah.
So we pass here.
Yeah, you just fetch an underground sea and go for the... Because I don't feel like this is resolving, so I just want to steal 1 or more mana from him here.
Here we go.
And if it resolves, it's all good.
Opponent, what you got? Is there a way to steal instants? Okay, whoa, that worked.
Okay. So either he has nothing or he has something like a Time Twister and doesn't really care about that.
Is Time Twister a card that people still play outside of like Perfect Storm or something? Oh, look at this.
That's funny. That's okay. So he's on the Oath Show and Tell deck that you talked about briefly.
Okay. So do we put in either top or like a land?
I like putting land into play. It's just I feel like this could be.
Hello, Griselbrand.
That's super good. Okay, that's funny.
Draw 7, fine.
So we're in deep trouble now. If we get the Time Vault, do we have enough mana to play it with Flusterstorm backup?
6 mana, so...
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah. Draw 7 again. Man, I wish we could punish him for drawing so many cards. Isn't there like a red trap that deals damage to him equal to the number of cards in his hand or something?
Imagine that card will never resolve in this scenario.
That's true. Oh, but key. Okay, you got that. Oh, actually, we have Flusterstorm. I shouldn't like press F4 all the time. Not that it really matters, I guess. Unless he goes for Tinker, we can fight over that. And then he will Flusterstorm
like
back.
Time Walk. I don't know.
Do we even fight over this? I'm not sure. Probably. It just feels so like.
Yeah, I think we just try and fluster here. I can't really imagine that we win this game no matter what we do, but...
Yeah, that's true.
Show and tell.
Okay, so how does this change our sideboarding?
I don't think we want the Karns, because it's not that much of a grind. The thing is, it's not really confirmed that he has Oath.
Yeah. I mean, he has Tropical, so maybe...
I like bringing in 2 cages in the if I know it's Oath of Druids for sure.
Demonic for Time Walk, I would think.
Yeah.
And that should probably... I guess we can concede at that point.
Yeah, it doesn't... At this point, it doesn't matter.
Maybe he's gonna show us Oath. No.
No way.
No reason to do that anyway. Okay, so here we go.
Lotus Petal. Jace. Yeah, Jace is kind of like... If you're playing like... Yeah, Oath, Jace is a good card, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want those, and I...
How do you feel about these? I mean, this is pretty good against Show and Tell, right? I mean, it's not actually pretty good, it's only okay. Like, if he puts in Griselbrand and draws 14, we attack and he blocks. Well, then he has to do something, I guess.
Yeah, but he will find a Jace the Mind Sculptor and be able to protect it, that spot.
So we just chip this? How about the Hercules?
Yeah, the Hercules is bad. I think we pretty much know that now. And in matchups where they don't attack your mana base, I mean, the one straight bind doesn't really count, you can take out an island, and then you can put in the Tinker package if you like.
I like that. Especially on the play. Maybe we can just, like, steal a win.
Yeah. So that's pretty interesting that after 2 games, we are not really 100% sure about
what the opponent's playing.
Our opponent's deck.
Especially since the first game was actually pretty long, but we still haven't found out yet. That looks pretty good. I'm just always unsure what the Demonic actually wants to get.
Yeah, I mean, with this hand, I think we should just Night's Whisper first, and then kind of see where it goes.
Do people never mulligan in this format? My opponent has kept 7 again.
You basically only... Yeah, you mulligan unplayable hands unless you're in a matchup. Yeah, dump the Opal. I like that.
Dump the Opal?
Yeah.
Okay. And then are we trying to establish the combo? Depends on what the opponent does, I guess.
This is where it gets kind of hard.
So lucky he has a Mox. And nothing else. Okay. Is this gonna be turn to Show and Tell again? Then he put in Time Void.
Yeah, he could lose from that if he has to pass the turn. Yeah, this is kind of spicy. Let's see what we draw here.
Lotus. Night Whisper. So we just
Another
Night Whisper for Valio. We could also play the Time Vault and then go Underground Sea and play Demonic. Nah, that's bad.
Huh. What if you? Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. If you play out the Time Vault, then you have 3 artifacts, and then you can do the Demonic Tutor for Force of Will again.
Mm-hmm. And then we just try to like turn Night's Whisper into something that works.
Yeah, like basically the same game plan.
Yeah,
I don't think that's bad.
Do you usually fight over Time Vault?
It's kind of strange because you have no way to bring it back. But usually it's just like, sure, I baited out a Force of Will with my 2-mana card, and that's fine. Then I'll just continue the game because this deck has a lot of avenues to victory.
So we're gonna take the Force.
We're kind of doing this. Yeah, it's pretty conservative, but I think drawing the Nice Whisper makes it more. Yeah.
Do we fight over this?
Yeah, we have to do it. But we just pretty much lose to a Flusterstorm, and it's just such a cheap way to bait out the Force.
He got us. He got us pretty good. He's going to 7 cards now. 8 on his turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, having the Ancestral plus Flusterstorm turn 1, that's just so hard to beat.
That's the dream. Especially since he has also the Blue Mox to protect it.
Yeah. Not much to do about that one.
I guess that we have 6 here. Is there anything you could have played differently? It's super. I guess we could never stop the recoil, really. Unless we found... No, we couldn't cast Flusterstorm.
Yeah, he would have... If we played the Night Whisper, he would have Flusterstormed that one for sure. I guess Ancestral in response to see...
Ancestral response, yeah.
To see if he can totally get us. Yeah, so this is over.
He's gonna get... he can even get the Vault Key combo here if he wants to.
Yeah, that's clean and easy. Yeah, good games.
He got us good. Okay.
I still don't know if he's on an Oath deck. That's pretty interesting.
I guess we never know. Should we message him?
No, but yeah, I guess I wonder what the green was for in his deck.
Are you googling his name on MTG Goldfish?
Yeah, I should do that.
Spell Pierce Your Days. Yeah, I noticed while talking to chat right now, but I fixed it now.
Let's see here. Tournament finishes. No. Yeah, well, back in 2015 he played Vintage, and he played Oath there, so confirmed. Actually, his deck back then was Oath with the Time Ball combo, and with just 2 Gristlebrands as the creatures, and with 2 Show and Tells. So I guess it could be the same deck.
Sounds pretty familiar, yeah. I think we might actually keep this hand. Is this like crazy or?
I need to have a look at it first.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's not crazy at all. That's a great hand.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. Okay, I think that's actually the spirit of Vintage. Try to be broken. I don't know if you know Anton Kalinski. I think he won like 3 Bazaar of Moxen events in a row in 2016. And
No.
He's a good friend of mine. He doesn't really play a lot of Magic anymore. And I asked him, like, what are you doing differently from all the other Vintage players? Like, why are you winning like this crazy amount of deck? I think he actually went something like 30-4 in Vintage and Bazaar of Moxen tournaments in 2016. And that's pretty wild, especially in Vintage. And he told me, like, one thing a lot of people he watches do wrong is they are not greedy enough. And
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, maybe I should mulligan this. There's no lands, but this is like,
Yeah.
this is not even greedy, right? It's just as like a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I think everyone would keep that hand, but maybe you could, play it out differently depending on how aggressive you want to be. I think there's some truth to what he said about people are not, aggressive enough, but also I feel like people are just not good enough at being, identifying their role. So maybe you have to be aggressive, maybe you have to be super conservative. I mean, I win a lot by being super conservative about like tutoring for Force of Will and stuff, where other people might tutor for Ancestral Recall and lose on the following turn. So stuff like that on both sides of the spectrum, that's super important.
So we actually have 6 mana here on the first turn. We can technically Tinker here, I think, but then we don't have Force backup. That feels a little too greedy.
Yeah, I don't like doing that because we're in a great spot regardless.
So
So
we just Night Whisper to draw some
yeah,
cards. Yeah.
yeah. Let's do that, and let's hopefully find.
Academy and outcome.
Yeah, just the land would be fine with me. Then we can demonic for ancestral.
Okay.
So what do you want to do here? Do you want to whisper again or demonic for ancestral?
Demonic into Ancestral runs into Mental Misstep. I don't know how many people actually still play Mental Misstep. Is that like
A lot of people, like half of the format should play it.
I think I don't.
Whisper is also a great play.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yep.
And we can even find another Mox. Okay, that's not super likely, but well, we do. Oh, actually, can we Hercules for the win? Maybe that's too greedy.
So if you go for that one, we have nothing left. If he has a force of will, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. A bounce.
So we had
Oh,
five
we're
mana.
one short.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're one short. You're right.
So I think just getting the key onto the table, having the force of will backup, threatening the game next turn.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go for that.
So no mental misstep. He would definitely have misstepped that one.
Just to cash it in for something.
Yeah, you don't want a dead mental misstep in your hand. You want to just trade for something that could be valuable.
Watch him play Birds of Paradise now.
Yeah, then I might let it resolve.
Oh, wow, he's playing the nice Black Lotus. I don't have the artwork for that. Damn. Do you fight over? You don't fight over Black
No,
Lotus?
no. It's you don't counter a Black Lotus. I haven't done that in a lot of years. If you know you're up against Storm and it's some crucial turn where his mana is bottlenecked, it could be fine. But generally, you want him to invest his stuff and then you counter whatever
And then
he
you fight
powers
over
out.
that.
Yeah. Okay,
Fun.
so he's on that deck. Don't we have? Let's see here. Do we have that one beat?
We can.
I think we don't care about it. We do have the Hercules recall, so let's just let him have that one.
Okay. So is he gonna play another Thorn or something? Oh, he's playing live. So Metamorph for what does he even copy?
Yes.
Like Crypt?
That's fine. Just let him have that, and then we just take our turn and most likely pass, and then just Hercule on his end step, and that's it.
Oh. So what's better, heads or tails? You've got the experience.
I usually mix it up. I start with tails,
Tails never fails. Well, we won.
and then
Okay.
I keep going with that one.
So we really just pass here. Or do we want a demonic?
Let's see. It's a Hercules recall is a 4-mana card right now. Yeah, just pass. I mean.
Oh yeah, it's 4 mana.
What,
Yeah, because you got the Thorn. You're right.
What can you do? What can you do about it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 mana, but we can't demonic and Hercules. Yeah. Revoker.
Revoker. I mean,
Doesn't
no matter if he names the mana crypt, we still have the 4 mana on end step, so it's fine.
Opponent, what are you even doing? All these cards don't do anything. Roger's fine, I guess.
Yeah. And then just.
No, then he's. I mean,
Wait.
he's not technically dead yet, but. I think we just get outcome, right, with demonic?
I was thinking about just setting up infinite turns.
Oh, maybe that's a thing. Oh, we have key. Oh man, this I'm too bad for this format. I'm like, oh.
I
yeah.
mean, that's pretty funny because when I said, then we just pass the turn and bounce and then we win the game. It's like I was pretty sure we're on the same page, but it's
Yeah.
a lot more fun that we're not.
Okay, so oh god, I'm just so scared to make a mistake.
Yeah,
That's because I already.
you're
made a
doing
pretty stupid
great.
mistake.
Just sack the right stuff to tinker and
Hang in there. Where's our time vault? Here we go.
yeah.
Get
So
Tinker
now
for
we
Vault,
need to
right?
find
Oh, Tinker
Sorry?
for Vault. Yeah, would have been better.
because you get rid of the mana crypt right away.
Yeah, but I think I already clicked. Oh well, Julian already wins. He.
I mean, that's a great catch because sometimes you need to play the game of I need to find a PO or Hercules Recall or Tinker like before it kills me.
I have to admit, it was chat that told me to do this.
Okay, but yeah, that's great. If you have excess mana, if you have enough mana for it, by all means, get away to get rid of the crypt right away.
So I guess it's the same kind of sideboarding.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that like somebody could play in the sideboard, for example, for this matchup that people like, or do you feel comfortable
for
enough?
this deck?
Yeah.
I think some people play something like Fragmentize. because it's a lot more flexible against like Stony Silence or Oath of Druids.
Oh, okay.
But I think just basic lands in Hurkyl's Recall, as long as people don't play like the White Ley Line or Witchbane Orb out of shops, then I feel like this is the way to go. If they change that up and start to play those, I'll play a mix of 3 Hurkyls and 2 Rebuild.
Oh, rebuild?
Yeah, because it's each artifact. Return each artifact, so you can get around the ley line.
Oh, true. So it doesn't target the player. That's cool.
Yeah.
I kind of want to mulligan this hand, even though like when people taught me Vintage, they told me, well, Force in the opening hand is great against this kind of deck if you're on the draw.
Yeah. The thing is here, we can't really like develop our mana, but with the fact that we have the 2 Force of Wills, they could really end the Hurkyls for that matter. It can kind of buy us time. I mean, my gut feeling is to keep this one and hope to
You're
draw
in the finals of the Legacy Challenge. What do you do?
If I'm in the finals of the Legacy Challenge, I don't have a time walk in my opening
the
hand.
Challenge.
Then I keep.
Okay.
Then I keep.
I will keep. I think.
But I have also that's the worst part of my game is definitely mulliganing.
Let's be greedy. Let's see. Maybe the opponent has a ton of mana and very little payoff. I guess that works.
Ravager is fine. I mean,
Anything that doesn't really stop us.
Yeah, we need to counter some stuff that.
Oh, wow, nothing else. Nice.
That's a bad turn 1.
Okay, Cruise. So I guess we just.
That's a bad draw.
Yeah. You're trying to get like all the expensive spells. So if we have the Force, I guess the first thing we pitch is Treasure Cruise, and then probably Time Walk over Recall.
Yeah, so I mean that's the only positive thing we can say about drawing the Treasure Cruise is that we get to keep our Hurkyls after forcing twice.
Black Lotus, okay. Spend all that money. Sphere, I guess we have to fight over, right?
Yeah, Sphere is just super good. It makes that even like something like Preordain doesn't do anything from the top. So let's hope we don't have to force any. I guess. Oh, he played a Lotus, so he will play out whatever he can do here.
Maybe he's gonna sack it to the Ravager.
Sorry?
Maybe he's gonna sack the Lotus to the Ravager and just get in for extra damage.
He didn't have any more plays.
And he's not activating the factory.
So I have no idea what that is about.
Huh.
Did he just play the factory?
Yeah. It's the second turn. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I would have activated the factory and then be like embarrassed. Come on, Preordain. Blah. Well, I guess we found more discards.
You need to be a little more ambitious. I want to hear you say, "Come on, Ancestral Recall" next turn.
Oh yeah, see. That's what you get from a Legacy player. Like, come on, Preordain. No, Ancestral. You know, the first time I ever played Ancestral in Vintage, I drew the 3 cards, and then I kept looking at my hand for like half a minute, and I was like, what do I put back?
Yeah, that's funny.
Nothing.
For me, it was so hanging back for 3. I think we just forced to kind of buy time because I don't feel like he has anything better. He's also planning on attacking with the factory this turn, so just try and buy time here. Look, the time.
I mean, we have Mentor, so Time Walk should be better than Outcome, I would guess.
Yeah, realistically though, that Time Walk will just draw us a card, which is also fine. I mean, if we just draw a land, so yeah. We have a long way to go. A long way to go.
What if you find Lotus? That
Ration
doesn't really
bomb.
do much.
Okay.
Oh, Bomb should be, well, I guess it stops the combo, kind of. The infinite turn combo.
Yeah.
Oh, so we drew a 8 mana card or something, then we drew a 4 mana card, then we drew an 8 mana card.
Yeah. That's not the way to do it. But that was the kind of the risk with this hand.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you could also get a huge payoff from there. Like, the opponent dubs his entire hand on the first turn, and there's only one card that really matters. And then we have to force. But he's got a pretty slow clock, and if he's got nothing else, maybe. I wonder whether he's actually gonna sack the Mox here, yeah. Because it changes the clock.
Also, he's keeping the Ratchet Bomb on 0 because he doesn't want us to go crazy with PO, so I guess he could just sack the Mox, but...
Oh, he's got 2 Ratchet Bombs now.
Another bomb, that's funny.
What actually happens if you metamorph a factory? Do you get to keep a factory?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. Let's see if I take it with Dak Faden, I get to keep it. I don't know if you can use that information to anything.
I would assume that since the thing just copies the card as written, it might actually just become a factory that's not animated, even if it was animated. Yeah, I think you just get a factory. That sounds right. Yep. He's blowing it for 1. What? Okay, taking away the key. Sure. I mean, we're not winning this one, right? Even if we draw land, like, that's not really going to do much.
We need to chain some stuff together. We need a few good top decks.
I mean, maybe we can make the Mentor work, but he also has the Wretched Bomb, but nah.
Yeah.
Our life total is getting dangerous. I think I would have certainly sacked that to the One Ravager. Hey, there's something.
Oh, you got your wish.
Well, we actually have Lotus, but nothing... okay, this...
You can... Let's see here. Black Lotus lets you dig through time, so let's do that.
Awesome. Black Lotus actually adds 4 to dig through time. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Here we go. If we win this game, dude.
Yeah, we need some very good cards from this dig through time.
What are you looking to get here?
I guess you just want two Moxen. We didn't get that.
Library doesn't do much.
Maybe you want land plus probe, and then you try and find a Mox.
So if we go to 7, can you actually kill us next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right. Okay. So you actually then go Island Preordain. If you're planning on living one more turn, then you go Land Preordain.
I think we might live one more turn, but if the opponent draws any kind of artifact, we might be in trouble. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He needs actually.
Yeah, that's why the 2 life points actually matter. So let's go for that one.
Well, I guess the Mox well, it doesn't really cast anything.
Yeah, I think we need something like Ancestral into Broken stuff here.
I think I'm gonna bottom both.
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess we can... Actually, no, we play that into Wretched. It doesn't produce any mana anyway.
Yeah, I think this is...
We might be dead here. This looks like Chalice. Maybe not.
They have a lot of double X cards, so it could be anything.
Or maybe it's just gonna kill us with Ballista. Okay, that's probably good enough. He attacks with the Ravager for 4, and then puts all of those in the Ballista. Maybe he's not gonna do that. Who knows?
Yeah, he's gonna kill us for sure.
If he's seeing the line, but I guess he does. Looks like opponent has played this game before.
Yeah.
Okay, but
so
we get to be in the play.
We get the game 3 on the play. I mean, that's the scenario you're hoping for when you're playing against shops. That you get game 3 on the play. Yeah, we got the perfect plan. We just need to draw a little more Power 9.
When I was playing the aggro shop stack at MKM Hamburg, I played against a guy and he had main deck Stony Silence and main deck Moat. And then like I was looking through my deck at one point and I was like, I think there's no way I can beat that, even post-port. That was kind of wild.
Yeah.
1, 2. Well, I guess there's a way that this hand is super broken.
Yeah, so now you get to do some puzzle, and I get to fetch a bottle of water.
Awesome. So, chat, how much mana do we have? We got the Mana Crypt. The Mana Crypt casts the Voltaic Key. So we got 1 floating, then we got 2 of the Mox Opal. Then we can potentially add a 3rd mana, and we can either Merchant Scroll for Ancestral. I guess, actually, that doesn't... So what I was thinking here, we can cast the Mana Crypt, cast the Voltaic Key, have 1 floating, cast the Mox Opal, have 2 mana, then we can Merchant Scroll for Ancestral, then we can play the 2nd Mox Opal, and then we can cast Ancestral.
I like it. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
Untap Crypt, yes. Actually, does that even make more mana? Probably. Yeah, I mean, Untap Crypt usually makes more mana. Okay, here we go. So, this is blue.
Making 1 mana into 2 mana. That's great.
So, Magic Online is loading our cards. I guess let's go for the... Whoa, somebody... Hey! Bauchi! Bauchi, thanks for joining the Glimpse Chain. Thanks for your support. Oh, 3 months supporter. So, once the new badges are submitted and accepted by Twitch, then you're gonna have your new badge. I think it doesn't show... Oh, actually it does show yet. Oh, they already accepted it. So, enjoy your new badge. Here we go. We found a land. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can
we just go for basic island, preordain?
Is there even a chance that we can dig through time? Not yet.
But I think you should find a Black Lotus from this preordain so we can...
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, we don't? What's wrong? Should we actually keep that first of all?
Yes, for sure.
And
This
the land
is
on the bottom,
just great
probably.
insurance. Yeah, away with the land. I would play the Mox,
Yeah.
just in case he can somehow play 2 spheres on turn 1.
6. Okay. Here we go.
Great turn 1. It's actually pretty funny. We went through a lot of stuff, but we're actually only up 1 resource total.
Revoker is fine.
Let's see what he can name here. We don't have 4 mana if he names the Mana Crypt, which is maybe why we should have thought about keeping that island. Just
Oh, for the extra mana?
yeah, because now if he names Mana Crypt, we only have 3 mana for the PO. But
Yeah, we can
how
still
do you
dig
feel
through
about that?
time.
Do you just dig through time then and just...
Actually, what's the worst thing that can happen after Revoker? If you like fight over the Revoker, then he goes for Sphere, maybe?
It's actually Nullrod. That's the worst. I like letting it resolve and
Yeah.
then just dig through timing and...
Yeah, same.
But if we just kept the island on top, we wouldn't have to worry about Revoker.
That's a good point.
So we should have counted more carefully.
I'm feeling Tails again. I don't know. Let's see. Tails?
Yeah, just continue with that.
Oh,
okay.
we lost the flip. Unfair. I think we can still draw a land here. Or probe. Oh, we didn't side out probe. Don't you like side out probe here?
We had 5 potential cards to side out. It was 3 Night's Whisper, 1 Fluster, 1 Probe. So yeah.
So I guess I sided out something I shouldn't have sided out.
No, you side out the Fluster
okay.
Storm plus
Okay,
3
okay.
Whispers. You put in 2 Hercules and 2 Lands.
So let's see what he's working. Oh, he's got nothing.
He's got nothing, just the Wastelands. So
It's perfect. Well, now our force can't connect with anything, I guess. Okay, here we go. It's interesting you wouldn't play the Mishra's Factory on the first turn then. I guess that way he actually... Oh, wow. Does it really matter, though?
okay, so let's just dig. I don't think you want to tap the Jet. I think you just delve away an extra card.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It feels so awkward to dig away the Ancestral because you feel like, oh, maybe I can get it back, and then no, you don't.
Yeah, that's not how it works. All right, that's a lot of stuff that doesn't... I mean, the Sol Ring is crazy with the PO, and we didn't play a land, so if we go for that, we can PO right now.
And then no way that we go like land Time Walk.
Let's see here. What if you take Sol Ring plus Emerald? Play... Nah, then if we untap the Opal, we're 1 short, right?
We untap the Opal. Oh, because we have the extra mana. Okay, yeah, we can.
But
we
what
can
if
use
we...
blue.
What if we... Yeah, go for the 2 artifacts. Let's just wait a moment. Let's just do some math first. If we take the 2 artifacts,
Then we have 3
then
mana.
we tap the Jet to play the Sol Ring, then we play the Emerald. Then we tap the Emerald to use the Voltaic Key to untap our Mox Opal.
Then we should have.
Then
Like,
we
3
Hercules ourselves. That should net mana.
3 mana, so we got to 1 mana. 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Then we can outcome. And that should be cool.
Yep.
I don't hate that. So we take the 2 artifacts.
Yep. And we have the Hercules Recall to spare, I guess.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And even like if the opponent doesn't draw, like he probably doesn't draw something, and best case scenario, we don't even have to pass the turn.
Yep.
So I guess green and colorless is the same in this deck.
Yep.
So let's use the green so we don't have to click all the time.
Let's see if Magic Online agrees, or you have to click anyway.
It looks like I have to. Okay, so here we go. We got this. This. Oh god, this is so crazy. This is just the second turn. Come on, vintage. Oh man, I think I might turn into a vintage 3-man. At one point, maybe I even become like decent with the deck.
Yeah.
So we got 5 mana. Actually, we can.
So you can.
We can even play the key for free, pretty much.
Yeah, because you untap the Sol Ring,
Yeah.
so it's awesome.
Here we go. Untap this, and then we get the blue.
Then it's
mana
time to
over here.
PO. Good
So-
old Hercules Ritual.
Yeah, the first time I was scared because you didn't draw extra cards, but then I realized, oh no, it's circles. Something is lagging. Okay, now we got that. Okay.
So yeah,
Oh, we got Tinker. The opponent has nothing, and if he draws something, we can force fill it, so that should do it.
I think we should just set up the infinite turns. And,
yeah, okay, we got that. That's even better.
Now you're
I
doing
screwed
some
up.
stuff.
No, that happens.
Don't the mana crypt, you want to sacrifice that to Tinker, because he's got that locked down anyway.
So here we go. And,
didn't we have an extra Hurgle's Recall? Didn't we have 2?
I think we shuffled one away or something. But we don't have one now.
I feel like we had 2 just a second ago. That's why I said we have the Hurgle's Recall to spare, but okay. So
we got this, and we play the Vortex key. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Let's get the Time Vault.
Great, turn 2.
Combo whore.
Okay, here we go. Okay, he concedes. Oh, thank you. Last night somebody made me play it out and actually took quite a while. Oh, easy game.
That was kind of cool. We had to use the Hurgle's Recall to generate mana. That doesn't happen every day. So.
Double kill.
That's the actual reason it's in the deck.
Oh yeah.
And
can do some
in a way,
monkey business.
I feel like Hercules is kind of like our Chakmothville. Like a less potent version, but it's still like it generates mana, it puts stuff into our hand. So 2 and 1. So the goal is to 4 and 1 from here now. So what is actually like looking at this? What is Dredge actually doing to fight us? Because I feel like if we win on the second turn most of the time, I mean, yeah, they can Cabal Therapy on us. I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But if we have interaction and they have to fight like against our interaction and against our combo, I don't know. I always feel like whichever deck I'm playing, I'm always favored against Dredge, even when I played Stacks. But I could be so wrong.
In my opinion, Dredge is it's just the fact that you have to keep an opening hand of, for instance, the hands we had with like Library or Night's Whisper, and it's like, okay, let's hope we're up against a blue deck because then we can do some serious grinding. Those hands are just very bad against Dredge, so they will they'll also be a little more consistent in like winning on turn 2 or 3 than we are. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just if we're fortunate enough to have like a fast hand, then we're favored over the course of the match, but
yeah.
If we have a slow hand and lose game 1, then we're kind of up with our back against the wall.
We got JPA.
I feel like I beat it like 60% of the time, maybe.
Okay. We got JPA in the chat. He's asking, is there any world where we play Chakmothville in Esper paradoxical outcome? You think it's good at Grixis paradoxical outcome, but he's not sure about Esper. So basically what we are playing.
Yeah, to me, it's not a matter of the color combination. It's a matter of your like temper. I don't like a card in my opening hand that does nothing. And cards like Yawgmoth's Will and Tendrils of Agony, they will not help you like be super explosive or whatever, but they're nice to have in your deck. I mean, if I was guaranteed to have them in my deck and not in my opening hand, then I would play them for sure. I just don't like drawing into those clunky cards, and we already have the Colossus, so yeah, I don't like it, but I know some other guys have been doing great with Grixis versions that played it. So yeah, if you like it, for either like nostalgic reasons, or you like it in theory against slow blue decks, I mean, it is a good card when your opponent has countered your first 3 spells and you get to cast them again. So it's just a matter of which game plan you foresee yourself having.
That also makes me wonder, for people like me who are not sure what actually is the draw towards Grixis paradoxical outcome, do you just substitute the Monastery Mentor for young Pyromancers and have access to Pyroblasts, or what's the draw?
I think basically the Grixis version is a blue-black version with Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, okay.
That's the most popular version right now. I don't know if they have Pyroblast on the sideboard. They could have. I mean, it's a good card for sure. But it's also limited how many cards you can actually take out of your combo deck. And I feel like just the Flusterstorms is just... who was it in the video? I mean... It's probably happened for a few people. I don't remember that match. It wasn't one of our matches anyway. But Julian just did it. He's
yeah, master. I was about to say. and you actually, let's talk about that while we were still waiting. You went all the way to the finals with your team, Snapcaster. With I think
yeah.
I was the never used 4th substitute, so I take some pride in being the runner-up. So basically,
yeah, for sure. You also get a medal, like in the World Cup. If you're on the bench for the whole tournament, you still get the medal.
Did you know that, like in previous World Cups, like in the 60s and maybe even in the 70s, you actually didn't get a medal until you played in the finals? Like you could have played every match up until the finals, but if you didn't play the finals, you wouldn't get a medal.
Whoa, that's rough. But I mean, it's just different. I mean, if it was like that today, it probably would just be normal for me as well. So, you know, that's okay.
That's true. I think they even like later on reached out to all the players that would have otherwise gotten a medal, and if they were still alive, and tried to get them one. But that's not always all.
Yeah.
Okay, we found an opponent. So let's see what they're going to be up to.
It could be one of the guys we've already faced, to be honest.
Yeah, when you wait this long, sometimes. Like, it doesn't happen very often anymore, but sometimes it does.
Yeah, I don't play a ton of vintage leagues, I must admit. I think I was the first one to 5-0 in this season, if you scroll down. Or maybe that was another format, I don't know.
Oh, is this like order? Oh yeah, because it says so. September 27th.
Yeah.
And Neverchat, isn't he also like a Dane?
Yeah, he's the guy called Martin. He loves Legacy and Vintage. I think I've gotten him hooked to Vintage rather than Legacy. So yeah, that's what happens when I talk to people about Vintage. They want to play more.
And is it your favorite format?
Yeah, I think it is. I just keep coming back to it. I've been playing it for 15 years on and off. That's what I started playing in the beginning. So, and I'm still here. So, yeah, it's definitely special to me. And also just the fact that it's evolved so much. I mean, I've played in the 4 Trinisphere era, back when I've played in the 4 Chalice, 4 Lodestone Golem era. I've played in the 4 Monastery Mentor era. It's just kind of cool to just think back on the times.
So, do you also still produce content for Snapcaster? Because I remember, like, I think earlier, either this year, actually, it might have been last year, we did an interview together that went onto the Snapcaster website, onto the blog. Are you still like involved with producing content? Yeah,
for sure. I tend to mix it a little up. I want to do some videos at one point. Right now, I'm doing a lot of interviews. I've written a report from the Pro Tour this summer, where I attended PT the 25th anniversary. We had a somewhat good run. So yeah, I try to contribute whenever there's relevant stuff to talk about.
As for Alex in the chat, thanks for letting me know. I just increased my volume. Is it better now compared to Andreas? And by the way, hello, Nikolai. I guess you guys will let me know. I increased the volume. It should be better now. So, about this hand, it's a library hand on the draw, which immediately makes you want to keep it, because you even can discard the Colossus. And we have 2 Moxen.
Yeah.
Let's keep this, right?
Yeah, it's a keep for sure. And it's like the stuff we just talked about. If he's on Dredge, this is not a very good hand. Like the example I just gave you. This is very good against like a blue deck, back and forth. We can grind very well, but if they're on...
Well, they're stretch. Okay, I guess I gotta open the graveyard now. Open the graveyard. That's just a magic thing.
Yeah, thankfully.
What are you doing in your free time? I open the I look at the graveyard and try to figure out what to do.
Yesterday I opened the graveyard.
Oh, he doesn't have a Dredger? He has Wrenchvine. Is this like survival?
Okay, so this is a survival deck. Okay, this is cool.
How quickly are they gonna kill us? Do we have time for library, or is that like too slow?
I don't think we're gaining anything because he's not going to disrupt us. I think we should just Night's Whisper to just dig deeper faster.
Let's do that. Does he? So what is the survival deck like? Is this like all
survival deck is
all in Wrenchvine?
It uses 4 Vengevines, 4 Hollow Ones, and Survival of the Fittest. That's basically your good cards. But they also have the Thalia, and those are very good against you. So we need to... I think we need... Let's see here. We have 7 cards, so if we play the library, we can start drawing next turn. So it's that or dump mana onto the table. I don't really favor any of those 2 options. I like both things.
I guess we can pass and find out what the opponent's up to now next turn.
Yeah, the thing is, they can have Thalia and disrupt us that way.
Oh, you mean the Thalia that makes stuff come into play tapped?
No, it's actually...
Oh, actually Thalia? Okay. But
they need a Mox and a land in order to do that. So I guess keeping them could net us an extra card from the library, and that's worth it.
Let's play that really risky.
Yeah, but the survival deck is just... I think they have added 3 Stony Silences to the main deck recently.
Get out.
So they're very well set up against fair blue decks.
I guess this resolves.
And they're well set up against... I mean, the Stony Silences are just very good against our deck. And I think that deck struggles against Workshops and Dredge. So it's pretty hard to be, able to beat every deck in the format. Yeah. You just have to pick your poison, I guess.
And is there anything special inside the deck? Are they running some kind of combo, or is it really just Vengevine and Hollowed One you out while disrupting with Thalia?
I mean, it's kind of fancy when they start doing stuff with survival, because they can use Basking Rootwaller to trigger their Vengevines, and the Hollow ones will just be 0 mana 4/4s, either thanks to Bazaar or some survival activations. So, yeah, it's just a very, very cool deck that can dump a lot of power onto the table fast.
So, as somebody who actually would be interested in seeing Survival unbanned in Legacy, maybe this is making me think twice now. Might be too crazy, especially with Hollowed One out. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Hollow One, and you can also use something like, to churn through the Hollow Ones, you can use something like Elvish Spirit Guide, so you can kind of cheat on green mana, but still getting survival activations in there. That's also very underrated.
Oh, there's Hollowed One and Vengevine? Dude!
Yeah, I mean, and having, if he had that on turn 1, I mean, that's not unreasonable. So, yeah, you should just be happy that we...
And Nylrod!
Before this happened.
Okay. I'm not sure where we are going with this.
So let's see here.
Maybe we wanna find Time Walk? No. You can't even cast that. We might just be dead on board.
I don't think we're dead. He needs another Vengevine to come get
us.
Oh,
to kill us next turn, yeah, that's true. Hey, Arkan, by the way.
But yeah. That Nullrod is brutal. I think all you can do is play the Night's Whisper to try and find the Hurkyl's Recall and a way to win the game once you've bounced his stuff.
And hope that he doesn't kill us next turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get on to 12. We take... Actually, we take 4, 8... Yeah, we take 11, so we can't even fetch next turn. Interesting. We found all the Moxen.
Yeah, so are you going to discard the Colossus here?
Yeah, probably, right. Is there a reason not to do it?
I think it's fine.
Yeah. And then probably the land as well. Oh, no, we don't have to discard that.
So next turn we need to draw the Hurkyl's Recall, and then we need to find the kill from the Preordain.
Easy. Well, that's Thalia.
Oh, I guess...
This is pretty much impossible at this point. Even if we find... Actually, if we find Recall, we can cast it. Oh, well, okay. You know what, we're gonna... Actually, should we play all of our Moxen here? Nah, he already knows what we are.
I mean, he should know the Night's Whispers means we're a PO. I don't think you should play out stuff just for fun.
Yeah, okay. I still want to know what the top cards would have been after Preordain.
Yeah, the Thalia was definitely the nail in the coffin. But we needed to be super lucky.
Oh, look, we would have found Blightsteel again.
Tinker into Blightsteel, that's funny.
And still lose.
So, yeah, we really need to be fast against that deck, because you don't want him to play out.
So, is the graveyard stuff worth bringing in, or is it just, like, not good enough?
Let's see here. Gravedigger's Cage, that stops Vengevine, right?
It stops Vengevine, yeah. But it doesn't stop Hollowed One.
No.
Actually, none of that stops Hollowed One.
I think what you want to do here is... Let's see here. I don't think you want the Night's Whisper. Just get rid of those 3, and then we need to see what we're gonna... Like, what kind of relevant cards we can add.
That's always the bad approach. Like, sometimes you're like, oh, I want this, this, and this, and then the other way around is, okay, I don't want this, this, and this, and how can I fill it up?
Yeah, because you don't need the Night's Whisper because they're not, like, countering your stuff. And they have Thalia, so it's just kind of clunky. And you don't need the Flusterstorm as well. We have one Flusterstorm that's just bad. So let's see what we can do here.
I'm not sure. Like, Hurkyl's Recall, I guess, works against the Hollowed Ones somewhat, but if he has...
Yeah, I think having at least 2 of those, we saw the Nullrod, and I guess he's having...
Oh yeah, you're right. Nullrod, yeah.
He has access to like 3, so I think you want to bring in 1 more Recall in the 2 cages.
That sounds right, yeah. So 1 Recall and the 2 cages.
And then we have 1 more slot that I...
Could be a land.
Sure land is not horrible, because maybe you have to, like, build up Hurkyl's Recall, go off. But they don't play Wasteland, so...
They don't.
We don't need the extra mana source. We can just run 1 Night's Whisper,
yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
I was feeling that. Okay, great. So let's try that. How do we share screen? Yes, we use Skype. We use Skype for screen share, and for everything else we use OBS. And then a couple of, like, extra tools to produce sounds like, I don't know, this. So, let's go first. And that's not bad, right? We can Ancestor... Do they play Mental Misstep? They probably don't, I guess.
No, they don't.
So we get Ancestral, I guess.
Scroll for Ancestral. Yeah, I like that. That's a good play.
Yeah, let's do that. I thought of it all by myself. So you told me they're not playing, like, usually not playing any Wastelands or Strip Mines.
No, they can't do that because they're like 4 colors, 4 Vasara mana base.
4 colors?
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay, opponent. Check this out. We even got the good artwork for Merchant Scroll, even though it's white bordered.
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, always at the top.
Yeah, always. So this is not super broken, but it's serviceable.
Let's see. I mean, if we find Lotus and Vault Key, that would be nice. We already have half of the combo. Yeah, Tiger. How can we... We are not going to lose to Tiger, right?
I mean, in that deck, you just have your 4 calls. You have Thalia from white. You have Artifact Destruction and... what's that card called? From the graveyard that gives everything haste. They have Anger.
Anger, really? Oh, that's
yeah,
old school.
They play Anger.
That's so old school. I like that. I guess I get Tundra in case we draw Mentor.
Yep, I like that. And let's preordain and see if we can find a Mox to get an artifact onto the table.
I guess Outcome is too much. We already got 2 of those.
So what's the... my quality from Skype just went down. What's the top card? Is that...
Gitaxian Probe.
I'm not sure if it's the information is worth 2 life.
Okay. I mean, we want to know what we want to force fulfill, but actually, what do we want to force fulfill? I guess we force fulfill to protect our own stuff and Nullrod.
Nullrod and Survival.
Oh, Survival, actually, is it fast enough to be a threat? I mean, it depends on our hand, right? Our hand is pretty slow.
Yeah, sure. You could ignore Survival, and then... I guess the information will be nice from the probe.
I want to keep that on top. And let's find out what the opponent
let's find an artifact so we can actually get
Swords
something
and Plowshares, okay. And so we do care about the Nullrod, and then I guess we just have to ignore the Survival.
So is there a way for you to stop sharing and then start sharing again on Skype? I don't know why the quality went down.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna stop sharing. Where is it? I have to find it. Belgium Vexen. Something is lagging here.
It's better now.
Is it better now for you?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Can you see the opponent's hand now?
Yep.
So I guess we only really care about the Nullrods. Like, technically about the survival, but he doesn't even have a creature. I guess he's gonna find one eventually with Bazaar.
Yeah, I think you're right that... I mean, he's gonna play the Nullrod next turn, we're gonna use the Force of Will on that one, and then we have to fight against the survival. I mean, that's fine. And we did it on the Mox, so let's get the... Yeah, I guess the top is better.
Yeah. And since we are gonna ponder anyway, there's no reason we wanna ponder. We wanna top on the upkeep.
No, because you could also, like, just draw a Mox and then...
Yeah. We pitched the Paradoxical, I guess?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
So let's see if we can find some more artifacts.
Yes, we did.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's great.
Oh, we even found the Voltaic Key. So do we ponder first? How likely are we gonna...
4 mana. You actually have 1 mana to spare here, right?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
No, let's think for a second here. If you play that one, untap the Soul Ring, you don't have anything... you don't have access.
Oh, then
mana,
I don't
right?
have 4. Yeah, then I only have 4, you're right.
Yeah.
So we just do it for, like, to draw 4 cards here?
Yeah.
Just 4 cards.
I assume you know the trick with surviving
the top? Yeah, so we draw a card and then... because it's an instant, yeah. So we do it like this, and then chip, 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 chip.
So 5 cards.
That's pretty sweet. That feels like cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we draw an extra card. I'm surprised this doesn't break Magic Online when the top isn't in play anymore. So... Oh, you can even play a land. So... I guess we can Mox first. Mox into Soul Ring. And
we're gonna do that anyway.
Then we're not gonna need the black, so we can untap the soldering. I guess we ponder? I don't hate pondering.
Let's ponder.
Yeah. Time Walk, Mana Vault.
I don't think those cards are...
Like Time Walk, we can't even cast that yet. Should we shuffle? Like the Time Walk is only really great when you can like shuffle afterwards because the rest is pretty bad.
Let's just shuffle.
Okay.
Let's just play the top and activate it.
And see the sweet cards that we're gonna have
and now,
on top.
Of course, we're gonna
fight over the
survival. Oh yeah, that one. So now we're gonna counter the survival because
tinker.
Yeah, then we tinker up the Time Ball next turn, and it's game.
Oh, I keep forgetting that that's a win condition. My head was already at okay. Now we're gonna get Colossus. It's like no.
Colossus is also very, very good against this deck. He can't really do much about it. Unless he can raise it, I guess.
Does he have like do they have sometimes like silver bullets that they can shoot you up with survival to fight the Colossus?
I think the newer versions play fewer silver bullets. At one point, they were playing all sorts of stuff.
I guess we're gonna do it like this.
We just have to remember that he has the Swords to Plowshares in hand, so we don't want to,
But I guess we also have the Force of Will, so... Technically, he could have drawn... They don't play blue, do they? But they must play blue.
They will play blue for, like, power and wonder.
That deck is so old school.
Oh, he's on 5 colors. That's awesome. Because we did see him cesspool game 1.
So, I guess we sacrifice the Mox Diamond. The Mox Chat.
Legacy, dude.
Here we go. And I guess the opponent should just like scoop here. Where is it? Time Vault. Oh, look what we have. Look at my sweet combo.
Combo whore.
And opponent scoops. So, 5 color. Anything you want to change? Probably not, right? We saw Swords to Plowshares, which we don't really care about.
No, Swords to Plowshares, we want our opponent to have that card. That's not the way you win the game.
He also has Deathright Champion, so is he a little bit slower? I don't know.
I mean, that deck will have, like, from 4 to 6 mana creatures, a combination of Deathright, Birds, and Noble. And I think the 5-color version just plays Birds and Deathright. For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just pretty normal. It's the Thalia, it's the Null Rods, and it's the potential fast clock from Hollow One Beats. So he has a lot of ways to win the game, but I don't think it changes anything from our perspective.
I was just trying to find a way to get the extra Night Whispers because I'm really growing fond of them. I like them, but
yeah, that card just feels awesome when you can tap a Mox to pay for the mana cost.
Yeah, I remember when there was like a discussion vintage like a couple years ago whether people should play like Dark Confidant or Night's Whisper, and then a lot of people actually came forward and they were like, you know what, I feel like Night's Whisper is just better than Dark Confidant most of the time.
Yeah, it depends a lot because now you have the Delve spells, so that could be kind of costly with Dark Confidant as well. But then on the other hand, the opponent might have some Planeswalkers that you can pressure with the Confidant, so it's you know, it's
that's a trade-off.
It also has got to do with how much removal there's played in the format. If Lightning Bolt, Abrupt Decay are heavily played at the moment, so yeah, they'll just shine in different metagames, I guess.
Chat is asking about Karn, Scion of Ursa again. They have never seen that card used, so can you maybe reiterate why you like the card?
Yeah, Karn is a way to beat some fair blue decks that has counterspells and Stony Silence, because Flusterstorm, Pyroblast can't really deal with a colorless 4-mana card. Also against Sultai, they will have Abrupt Decay. So it just gets around a lot of disruption, and basically only Force of Will can take care of it in Vintage. So it's just a hard to deal with threat that can draw you some cards, but also do the -1 ability. Oh, sorry, -2, I guess. Where the constructs are quite big because you play so much artifact mana.
Oh, this sounds weird. We have mana, we have protection, but nothing else.
Yeah, I like keeping these because, as you said, you can say no to your opponent. That's buying time. You already have the broken acceleration, so now all you need is some payoff, and we play a lot of that, and
so
cantrips to get to those.
We fight over this, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we pitch, actually. We might pitch Hercules because we are somewhat close to hardcasting Force, but I don't really want to cast like Mana Crypt just to like maybe hardcast Force in the 3rd turn.
So the thing is here is you should worry about him playing a Nullrod on the next turn. Whether that's something you want to answer on the stack, hopefully get a blue card, or you want to just play the draw-go game and bounce it eventually.
Yeah, I think I like pitching the force here. Okay,
that's... I'm not sure what I would have done there.
Oh,
okay.
Right, we go for it, right?
Yeah.
This deck. Oh, and opponent of 6, so that helps.
So which one are you going to sacrifice?
I should have sacrificed the Mox Ruby thinking about it. And
yeah, I think so too, but let's hope that we don't get punished like in the stacks.
Maybe he's going to play Nullrod. If I had known that we were going to draw Tinker, I would have... Actually, I think I wouldn't have let Survivor resolve. There's a chance he gets something.
So this is where the Swords to Plowshares really shines.
Oh, don't tell me he still has that. Did we show him Tinker? We showed him Tinker, but for the combo, I think. But he's not going to have Force Swords to Plowshares after sideboarding. I guess he can block once now.
I hope that's his game plan.
And another Survivor. Ancient Grudge? Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, so he needs to draw something on his next turn.
Here we go, get in there.
Battle cruiser operational.
He's blocking, yeah. Give me that sweet infect. Watch him cast Nullrod and concede. You know what we should have? We should have Proliferate. Is there like any spell that proliferates?
Yeah, the Tesseract's Gambit.
You know, when I played that pre-release that had Proliferate, I thought it doubled the counters and everything. But
yeah,
turns out that's pretty
wild. That would actually be, yeah, he's just going to check if there's a bug on Magic Online. That's all she wrote.
Oh, that's right. Man, this deck, I think I might stream a lot more Vintage in the future. You really got me infected, just like we infected opponent.
Yeah, 20 poison, no one can take that. I was actually on the edge of my seat because of the Swords to Plowshares. I just previously, 5 minutes before, kind of made fun of. I mean, that card, you want your opponent to have that card, because that's not usually what it comes down to.
Okay, here we go. So, here comes the last match. Yeah, but how many Swords to Plowshares do you think he actually kept for the last game? Do you keep do they play like 4?
No, not at all. I don't think they play any in the main deck, so he actually brought it in.
Just as a hedge against Colossus, and then he actually loses to Colossus after showing it in the second game where it didn't do anything.
His deck is just very bad against a fast Colossus, so if he... I think stuff like Anger and Wonder, stuff like that, those are not very good, so he can shave some stuff there, and maybe he just didn't have enough, so he just kind of hedged against fast Mentor, fast Colossus.
He's in the chat right now. He told us he plays 2.
Okay.
As a sideboard card, apparently. He's high on Blau as a versatile sideboard card.
Okay.
How many people actually still play Confident? Is there like this super dedicated blue control deck still out there that people played for a while? Like basically like a Tesseract deck?
The thing is that you have 4 Force of Wills, you will have some Jace the Mind Sculptors, you will have the 2 Delve spells, you might also have Tinker and Colossus, so that's a lot of expensive cards to flip over. But actually, 3 weeks ago, so that's 3.5 weeks ago at this point, I played against Paul Rietzel in the semifinals in the challenge on the Saturday, and he played Sultai with Dark Confidant. So it's still a thing from time to time.
Huh. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna share my computer audio if that works. So if this doesn't screw anything up for you, I hope that works. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
And can you hear this?
Combo whore.
No.
Oh, okay, you didn't hear that? Okay, so let's just turn it off again because it's weird.
See, I just linked to the Paul Rietzel list in the chat. That's what I played him in the semifinals.
And did you win or did you lose?
Sorry?
Did you win?
I won the most insane match against him, where I bounced a Leovold 3 turns in a row to end the game with my Jace the Mind Sculptor, him drawing extra cards all the time, of course. And in that game, I also snapcastered and hardcasted a Force of Will. It was a perfect game of Vintage.
And people tell me that Vintage games are over so quickly. I think that's one of the most wrong memes about Vintage, that a lot of people think about the format, but the games often go very long. Like sometimes you have games like these, but I really, really enjoy Vintage for the long games it produces.
Yeah. And a deck like that, for instance, the one I just linked in the chat, that deck will grant you long games because it's very good at preventing your opponent from winning, and then you have to worry about winning yourself at some point. So, yeah, that's just that was a great match.
JPA saying that deck looks so sweet. That's actually how I feel about most vintage decks. When I look at them, they're like, oh yes, that's what I want to do. No, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, have I told you about my very first vintage tournament I ever played? I think it was in 2000. Like the actual, like I've played vintage before, but in an actual tournament, it might have been 2008 or something.
Yeah.
And I played Oath, and for some reason I figured, I think it was 2009, that Overlord, some Dragon Overlord was the best creature to put into your deck.
Yeah, that's the Oath deck was basically playing a Chroma, Spirit of the Night before that. But then, yeah, the big Overlord, I don't remember the name before it, but it was an 8/8 with haste. That's basically
exactly. That's what I played. And I was so bad. Like, I went 0-6 in that tournament, 0-6 or 0-7, back when you actually played this many rounds. And I lost so much Eternal rating. Like, back then we had rating around, and I think I had, like, one of the top 10 ratings in Bavaria, at least. And I think I lost, like, the maximum value, basically the maximum value you can lose, almost. And, like, in the penultimate round, I played against a guy, and we played the Oath Mirror, and that was the only time I actually got the dragon on the battlefield ever, because I managed to hardcast it. And he was sitting there, and nobody wanted to play Oath, and we had like no experience how you actually play the Oath Mirror. And so yeah, it got to the point where I got the dragon, so I got the Stealer game, but then the third game he got me good, because his creature was like so much better than mine. Yeah. And then in the last round, I played against his sister that he brought to the tournament, and like whom he gave a vintage deck. And I think she had also like played. She was a Magic player, but she was not a vintage player. And then she also destroyed me playing, I think, also Oath. Maybe they had 2 Oath decks. So yeah,
Oath Mirror is very, very tricky. I remember back when I was starting to get, you know, a little above average, maybe. I played a lot of Oath, and I used a card called Spawning Pit in my side.
Oh, I know that card. Tell Chuck about it.
I'm not too sure about the extra wording aside from that you could sacrifice a creature. I think you could create zombies with the counters eventually, but you wanted it to sacrifice the tokens you got from your opponent's Forbidden Orchard. And so yeah, that was just, I think there was another card like Claw of Gigs.
Claws of Gigs, yeah, you could gain life for doing that. Yeah,
so you basically just wanted a way to get rid of the. He's a good guy. I don't think he's gonna.
No, he's not gonna ghost us. So yeah, I remember Claws of Chicks, but also Spawning Pits. And when you look at that, like as an outsider, like as somebody who doesn't really play a lot of vintage, and you're not aware of Oath, you're like, what the fuck? Why would he ever use that? But then you see somebody playing it against Oath, and you feel it's genius. Anyway, we're gonna run it back.
In the mirror match, just go ahead and keep that hand. We don't need to burn clock. In the mirror match, I remember I had a sideboard plan with I only kept 1 Oath of Druids in the deck. But my opponent would always keep 4 and just have no idea how to, break the stall, I guess, the orchard stall. So, yeah, back in the day, it was a lot easier to get an edge if you actually put resources into, like, practicing and thinking out stuff. Now it's a lot harder, also because I could spend, like, 10 hours during the week thinking about a deck, and if I do well on the challenge, people can just take it and bring it to next week's tournament. And then I have to kind of rethink myself.
So you should actually charge people for this, like coaching and deck lists and stuff. Isn't that something that Michael Bonda actually did? That he like once sold a deck list to somebody on the Pro Tour, like for commission?
That happened, and that guy got 9th place, and Michael got a junk. So yeah, we should not let that one resolve. I think we will.
Which one do you think is better, like Ancestor, Preordain?
I mean, I remember a few matches ago you were sitting there like, come on, Preordain! So,
that's true. That's true. I guess we Ancestor first, because there's a chance we find... Actually, there's probably not... I guess we can find Library... not Library, we can find Academy.
Yeah, wait on the land drop. That's also always a good idea.
Oh, I'm already like starting to become a vintage player.
So there is a trick involving Voltaic Key and Sei's Divining Top.
Yeah, I'm aware.
It's kind of slow, and I don't know if that's what you want to be doing right here. I think you maybe just want to go Land Ponder.
But if we Land Ponder, then we're not... Actually, we are still using our resources, right?
Yeah. And I think just for the future reference, just make sure to get your Underground Sea onto the table, because
it's
not going to get...
Oh, he's not going to waste. Yeah, you told. Oh, you're right. And we might want to get that next turn.
Colors available. Yeah. So let's see what we have here.
It's not great.
I want to get a little, I want to get a little frisky and just look aggressively for that Time Vault.
Okay, let's do that. I would like to shuffle. Yes, Time Vault. Oh, top. I guess second top. No, there's no way we can, like... If he had another key, maybe.
Yeah. So let's get key and top down.
We can actually play both tops. Question is, do we want that?
That's great.
Okay.
So now we don't want him to go land Null Rod.
How many Null Rods do they play? Don't tell me it's 4.
I think it's 3. The versions I saw had 3 Stony Silences, but it makes sense that he is a little more conservative about the mana cost. So he just want to make sure he can cast it whenever he has 2 mana. That also means that we can deal with it with Hurkyl's Recall, though. But yeah, that would be brutal.
So if we do the trick with top, we draw with top, we untap it, we draw again, so we draw the top card and top.
Yeah.
Technically, we could also get, like, an activation somewhere in there, I guess, but that's probably not worth it, mana-wise.
So now the quality on Skype...
Went down again?
Is down again. I have no idea why, basically.
I didn't really change anything last time we fixed it, so maybe it's gonna fix it all by itself. Is it that bad? Maybe you can put on the stream, but that is... Actually, my stream only has, like, 1 or 2 seconds delay. It's very, very, very little delay.
And now it's back, so I guess it's something on my part. It's back to good quality.
Okay.
I think you should put a stop in your upkeep.
Okay. Our opponent's still doing stuff. Thorn. Well, we can't really fight over that.
That's good news, because
no Null Rod
would be game over.
So do we check on the upkeep? Or do we actually do the top trick on the upkeep?
I don't think that makes any sense, does it?
Yeah, I was just gonna draw the top card.
I don't... Isn't that... I mean, if there's just a Time Vault there, then the Thorn could disrupt us. We don't have mana for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we have... Huh.
So,
well,
if we look now, then we got 1, 2... Actually, we don't want to use the Voltaic Key if there's a Time Vault. We play the Time Vault for 2 with the Underground Sea, and then we still have Soul Ring, which...
What about if there's a paradoxical outcome?
Then we definitely want 2 blue. We're definitely... If we are gonna look, we're gonna look with the Mox Ruby, right?
Yeah.
So if there's outcome, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Technically 6 mana. So we got 1 floating, and... But, oh, then we have to pay mana to replay these. Ah.
I just don't want to, draw something like a land or whatever.
Yeah, because we don't... I guess we just look. Let's just look at the top. Oh, wow!
Oh, baby!
Oh, opponent, I'm sorry. He can't, we are even I guess they don't play Forceful, but we are even protected against that.
And he also has the Thorn in play, so we're good.
Yeah, that's what I meant, because of the Thorn.
Right.
Here we go. Well, there's something.
Combo whore.
Oh, he already conceded. Oh, God.
And look at the old-time All-Star in his graveyard, the Squee.
Squee. I've seen the card before. But that was like, I think it was my second vintage tournament. And I played against this exact deck, but like a very, very old version of that. And it took him forever to win. And then we started game 2. And I think we had 5 minutes on the clock for game 2. And I draw my first hand, and it's Vault Key. I put it down, and the opponent was like nice enough to immediately concede. So we shuffle it up for game 3. I look at my hand again. It's Vault Key. The opponent goes land go. I draw. It's Forceful. I'm like, okay, Vault Key, he has Forceful, I have Forceful, I have no cards left in hand. He's like, did you just like win 2 games in 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's not very nice of you.
So we brought in Cages, I think we do that again. And I think we brought in another Hercules. And what did we take out? I think we took out at least 2 Night's Whispers.
Yeah, 2 Whispers and...
Well, he has 2 Swords to Plowshares, he told us.
The Fluster Storm.
So we're just like, okay, if you have Swords to Plowshares, that's probably a bad card for you. And if it actually matches up against our Tinker, we can still have Force.
Yeah.
And otherwise, we can just like maybe get you. Okay, come on. I want that 4-1.
Yeah, that would be great.
This deck is a
big
little
difference between 4-1 and 3-2. That's the biggest difference in prices.
Yeah, that's true. This deck is somewhat better than the Shared Fate deck I streamed 2 days ago. I don't know if you caught that.
Shared Fate the card where basically you want a deck that can't win?
Yeah, we did that. We played against Miracles, and we I think we should have won, but then we timed out, but we should have won. And yeah, it was a pretty wild ride, and it actually makes you, like, it breaks your head, because you have to think around so many corners in so many different ways, because you use their fetch land to fetch from your deck.
Yeah, it should be good exercise to play stuff like that
from
time to time.
So, I guess we keep this, right? There's a chance we can find... Man, having access to Vault Key is just crazy.
Yeah, it just gives you a lot of free wins out of nowhere.
Opponent also might get to 6.
This is a key for sure, because the Sensei's Divining Top is just such a good card in Vintage, because the cards are so good in Vintage, so it's very hard, like, breaking on your Sensei's Divining Top. Yeah, but this hand is fine because of the mocks, so you can actually do stuff faster.
I guess we also put a stop into our upkeep for the second turn. We don't really, though, because we play top and can actually check top on there instead. Or
I think we play top plus key.
Oh, we play top plus key? So it's more likely to...
Maybe he kept that hand... Oh, you're the man. Maybe, let's just... Maybe he kept that hand because of turn 2 Null Rod. And I think it's better than to have the option of...
To go Hercules.
Looking for Force of Will with the top.
Oh, like this?
Yeah, so I like playing it like that.
Okay. Let's see.
So you can respond to whatever he's doing now, and kind of see what's up.
Hey,
don't play. I have no idea what it's ending.
You just had 52 people come over from Caleb Scherer's stream. He usually streams, I think, Modern Legacy Storm. So today we are streaming some actual Vintage Storm without actual Storm cards except for Flusterstorm, which we sided out. So this is the last match of the night. We're playing against 5-color Survival in Vintage. So let's see how that's gonna work out. Opponent passes, so end of turn we burn the fetch and look for the top card, right?
Yeah, just go ahead and get the Underground Sea. We don't need to, like, take care of our mana against that deck.
Imagine if the opponent played 5-color with Bazaar of Moxen and Strip Mines and Wastelands.
I love it. You also said Michael always does that. When he like talks quickly about Vintage, he says Bazaar of Moxen. Talking about Bazaar of Baghdad, he does the exact same thing.
He does?
Yeah. He did that on the Vintage Super League when he was like, "Oh, we have to watch out if he has the Bazaar of Moxen, then he can just go crazy." And yeah, it was super funny.
All the Bazaar of Moxen. So does Soul Ring do anything?
So now we have the classic dilemma of should we tinker up he could also play Ancient Grudge actually. So I don't want to go all in on.
I think we don't have to go all in. We can just like wait it out with the preordains.
Yeah. But then again, getting the Sol Ring onto the table, and we can PO. That should be better.
So drawing the Sol Ring, actually? I don't hate drawing the preordain and then preordaining into the Sol Ring. Oh, you mean...
then we can...
Oh, yeah, you're right. So...
I think if you go... Yeah, I want the Sol Ring, to be honest.
Okay. And then if he... Actually, he probably doesn't have Null Rod, I guess. Well, let's see.
Just feel like he should have Ancient Grudge that Pearl if he had it, but yeah, let's just take the turn, play out Sol Ring from the Pearl
and the land.
Yep.
And I guess we can actually play Key and untap Sol Ring.
Yeah, I like that.
Something lagging. Okay. Man, Tinker should be instant. That would be nice. And then we just pass, right? Do they play something like Flusterstorm? Probably not, right? I can't imagine it.
I don't think he can have that. That's not realistic.
If he actually had Ancient Grudge, I think he maybe would have thought of it. Nah.
Yeah, he would have. I feel like we should PO now. Just try and get the 5 cards.
Okay.
Another C, I guess?
Yeah.
Remember to...
Yeah, do the top thing.
Do the top.
Draw a card. No, don't turkeys.
Yeah, don't do that one.
You're doing...
You could have Pyroblast here, actually.
He's not gonna.
I've seen a version of this deck with Pyroblast on the sideboard, but I didn't.
Oh, looks like he has it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, we still draw a card. We draw the preordain.
Denied.
That would have been so sweet. I mean, we still have to Tinker. And the opponent doesn't have any kind of offense going on.
Let's see. He could just have a lot of reactive cards in that hand. White mana for Thalia, I guess.
Grudge, okay.
So now he's gonna Grudge. scratch. Okay, so this guy is doing some nasty stuff to us.
That's fine though, I guess. Man, imagine if he had back to basics. I guess we trust Preordain. Oh, we can also like produce card advantage with the Sunset's Divining Top. Or can we?
Yeah, I feel like Preordaining, if we like find a land, we can still do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So land or Mox is
oh,
great here.
Mox Opal doesn't... Actually, it does tap for mana this turn. Not that it really does anything. So we just draw Mox Opal and then keep Time Vault on top.
Yeah, I like that.
So here we go. Top. Opponent must feel quite intimidated.
We can...
You can even check the top if you want to at some point.
We can do the top thing now. Do you want to do that? No, or you want it in play? I guess you want it in play.
I want it in play, yeah, in case I really have to find a Force of Will or something. I mean, technically...
So, no null rubs.
Technically, we can still do the top thing at his end of turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure we want to do that.
Oh, look at this. I mean, that's fine, though, I guess. Do we do that? So
I think you want to draw an additional card now in response, right?
That sounds right. So we draw the Time Vault and the top, and then we draw the top that's beneath that. Okay. Untap. He's got all the Ancient Grudges.
Yeah.
He's actually gonna Ancient Grudge that... Is he gonna Ancient Grudge that Mox Opal? I'm not even sure.
Me neither.
But I'm feeling like we're in a kind of okay position, even though like our mana isn't great, but...
Me too. This should be okay. Do you remember what the next card is?
I think we don't know the next card. No, we drew the Mox Opal and we kept the Time Vault on top, so we don't know the top card. Another Mox Opal, okay.
It doesn't do anything, right?
But we can tinker here, but that probably is too dangerous.
Can you tinker here?
Yeah. Oh no, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. Yeah, because those two see each other, but I can't tap for mana.
I feel like you just... We need to get the top down so we can... yeah, so we can actually find a third mana source to tinker.
Maybe find a Black Lotus or something.
Is there any... Yeah, if we have a Black Lotus on top, yeah, just activate now. That's fine.
I wonder if the opponent has a creature in hand. Force of Will, well, that's one turn too late, but we can fight over whatever
I don't think it's just fine. Leave the...
I think we draw the Mox Sapphire and we keep the Force on top. Because the Mox Sapphire next turn is gonna turn on the...
Yes. We need the Force of Will on top so we can respond if he does something crazy.
Actually, we could have drawn the extra... Oh, we could have drawn the... Why are we not... Oh, because we looked... Oh, that was bad.
You did it the wrong way.
I did it very wrong. Oh, I hope
he needed the Force of Will available on his turn.
Yeah, I was playing this like a ponder. I was thinking we would draw the extra.
Yeah, it can get kind of confusing
so
if you're
we
not.
Draw the Mox, then we play the Mox. That doesn't do anything.
No. So maybe we messed up. Let's see if we get punished.
Depends on so what's the opponent probably gonna get if he has a creature here? Probably just gonna start the chain and dump a bunch of Vengevines.
The thing is, he can use the Baskin Root Wallace. So he would look to get Vengevine into the graveyard, and then end on a hollow one, preferably. But I don't know if he has enough resources.
Oh, the Manglehorn. Somebody had that against me yesterday. Chat is mentioning Manglehorn. That card was annoying as fuck.
Oh.
But he's not gonna have enough mana to do that. It's like 3 mana, right?
Manglehorn is 3 mana, yeah, but that's another thing. Maybe we messed up with... yeah, we did mess up with the order when it comes to Force of Will, but also maybe land is better than Sapphire because of Manglehorn.
Also, let's not forget the Ancient Grudge, if that's gonna do something. Let's see. I wonder what the opponent is considering now. Probably like the correct order of creatures to get.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe he's probably not thinking about Thalia.
Thalia's not bad.
It's also not very aggressive. Gives us a lot of time and we have 4 cards in the top.
Yeah. But then again, we've missed some land drops.
Yeah.
They have Grudge for if we play artifacts, so...
Maybe just goes Ancient Grudge on top and then we're like, haha! And then he's another Ancient Grudge. Then I don't even care. That's okay.
Probably not.
Okay, discarding Vengevine.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the aggressive line. So he finds another Vengevine, discards that, but then he needs 2 Root Rollers.
Yeah, but so if he has another green source, then we can be in trouble.
But even then we only take like 8 damage.
Sure.
But the turn afterwards, we're gonna take like 16 or something. They play 4 Vengevines or 3? I don't know.
Yeah, 4.
So yeah, so we probably have to win on our turn, depending on what he... second Vengevine. Oh, now I got a hit.
He's sporting into a lot of reactive stuff.
I like Cage against Ancient Grudge. But I guess he can just Ancient Grudge the Cage.
Yeah, but I mean, that's also fine. Then he doesn't touch our mana.
Yeah. Hollowed One. Oh, Hollowed One's... Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yield to all of that. I guess the Force wouldn't have stopped that anyway, but yeah. Huh. So we're gonna take the damage. And then we draw the Mox Sapphire. And then we have Force on top. But actually he can't cast Ancient Grudge now. Do we have somehow enough mana to get there? The land is 1 thing down. So we need 1, 2... Oh, we don't have a top. We don't have a key anyway. I keep forgetting that. So we need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If we had the key, he would be dead.
Yeah. So we need like 6 mana.
Yeah. And we only have 5.
And we know the top 3 cards anyway, so let's draw. Is there like any Tinker target that we can get that has like, I don't know, lifelink?
So let's see here. We draw the Force of Will now, right?
No, we draw the Mox Sapphire.
Right. Okay, we draw the Mox Sapphire.
So we got 5 mana potentially. Does Tinker? No, Tinker doesn't produce mana. Hercules, because we have the Opals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's Force on top, and beneath that there's Tundra.
Can we cast Tinker for Blightsteel plus Hercules Recall? Yeah, we can.
Hercules Recall him on the attack?
Yeah, I guess if he has a... I mean, at this point, we can't... If he has a creature, we lose.
Yeah. I guess.
But if we bounce that Hollow One, then we can actually live.
Let's try that.
So we need to Tinker...
Oh, we need to play the Mox Sapphire first.
Yeah. So remember to tap the Opal for mana after playing this.
And then we sacrifice the Opal.
And then we just kind of hope that he goes to combat with everything. I don't think that's horrible.
There goes the Mox Opal. Is there anything else that makes sense?
Last card can't be a Swords either.
Does Black Lotus do anything? Probably. Oh no, we paid 3 to get Lotus. That I mean, we basically would have paid for a shuffle.
Yeah.
Okay.
You only tinker for Black Lotus when you have Yawgmoth's Will.
Yeah. And then we pass. It feels wrong, but I mean that's...
So we were 1 mana short here, right?
We were 1 mana short of getting to the combo, yeah. We could have done it with Recall if he had had a different kind of Mox.
Yeah. He just had 1 too many Ancient Grudges to kind of disrupt our mana this game.
Hey, Lesko, thanks for resubscribing. Actually, it's... Oh no, we got Cardboard.Live giving a free sub to Lesko the King. Cardboard.Live using like the technology to see all the deck lists on screen that I'm using. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's... To me, it's the future of streaming Magic. And yeah, you should definitely check that out because there's a lot of things coming up. So he's fighting over this. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, now we're giving him a creature into the hand. If we Hercules here.
But isn't that okay?
Then he can discard that Hollowed One to find. Well, he can't actually produce more Vengevines unless he has more mana. So actually, you know what? We're just gonna like.
We have to do it.
Yeah, we have to do it anyway. What if we block here? Then we take enough. But only if he pumps the Root Water.
Yeah.
And this creature needs lifelink.
Yeah. We need to top deck a Time Walk for our turn.
Oh, we can do that.
You need to top on upkeep, right?
Actually, if we top on main phase, then we see 1 more card.
Yeah, but then if we try to like chain some preordains and stuff, we will kind of miss out. I mean, if we just draw land, isn't that bad? Or is that the same?
If you draw a land, that's okay. Then it's like ±0. But if we naturally draw a land and then find... Yeah, if we naturally draw a land, then we can see one more card.
So I feel like he should have gotten Thalia there. No, I think... Oh, he's doing the right thing because he needs to block.
Yeah, he's adding more blockers.
So now we can get him a hollow one. Oh, Death Right. Okay. Get back the Vengevine as well.
I kind of feel I wanna see the extra card before we get that, just because...
Yeah, you might be right about that. I'm fine with that.
So... Mox chat. So is there any way where we have to keep this for Mentor? Probably not. I just want to have more blue mana in case I need to.
Yeah, chain some stuff.
Look at the top 3. Well, preordain bottom, and then try to find Time Walk.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh no, but if we do that, we're not drawing. That's actually not working the way I wanted to. Because then we draw this, then we bottom, then we draw the Academy,
right.
So that doesn't work.
I was in ponder mode.
Yeah, me too, once again.
Yep.
So if we do the top trick...
I guess you can do some crazy stuff if you find Ancestral Treasure Cruise on the last card from Preordain.
Oh, because we got topped up, so... No, we won't do that. So if you draw the Preordain, then we know the top 3 cards, we put 2 on the bottom, and then we draw another one.
Yeah, you're right. You can't really...
Yeah. No Time Walk, please, opponent says.
Yeah, he got his wish.
So if we do it like this, look at the top 3, because that's like the old top trick. Draw a card. And then we would need to cast Preordain now, which we can't. And yeah, and then... Actually, if you have more mana, then we can do that. But... If
we had something like Ancestral Treasure Cruise as the 3rd card there, we would have been able to... Yeah, I guess they'll...
Yeah, if you had more mana, we could put top like 3rd from the top, then... Clear away 2 cards with the Ponder, the Preordain, then play the top, activate it, but we can't. Yeah, okay, let's go to another game. Or are we dead already? No, we should.
I think it's the 3rd one coming up now.
Okay. Easy. I should have
that was a great game. The double Ancient Grudge Pyroblast. I guess we should have... Well, I should have
Sneaky, that's...
given more credit to my opponent's uncracked fetch land on that turn.
Sneaky, that's the line I was describing, but that doesn't work because we don't have enough mana anyway. But yeah, if we had more mana, actually we would need 2 more mana, then we could have described what you're like hinting at. No, we don't, because we have to play the Preordain, which is 1 mana, then we have to play, like, then we put 2 on the bottom, then we draw the top, then we use our last mana to play the top, and then we can't, like, we don't have any mana left.
I feel like Sneaky Homunculus is right about that we could have Ancestral cruised into. I guess you already would know. No, you bottomed, huh?
But if I put like at the moment I put top 3rd from the top, I already have to pay mana, so I'm down to like 2 mana at that point. I would like. Oh yeah, I had 4 mana because I drew the Mox, so that might have worked. So anyway, let's kill the opponent on the first turn again. Woo! Woo! Okay, tell me that this is crazy and I can keep it. Tell me that this is crazy.
Obviously insane. It's too bad that library is not just a regular blue land, because you have to sacrifice the Lotus. It's too bad, Jules.
Too bad. Okay, let's... Actually, do we even play the library? I'm not sure. We might draw...
The cool thing here is we can actually also play the Time Bolt.
Oh yeah, because
we get 1 more card.
Oh my god, this is... Opponent kept 7, maybe he's gonna mind pack trap our asses.
I don't think so.
So... Oh, we should add black.
Yeah, so 1 blue floating after this one.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Great job.
1, 2, 3. Draw 4 cards. Do it! Do it now! Oh god, our hand, look at this! So interestingly, do we keep the...
Now we should... Let's see how many cards you have there. You have 9.
Let's try to turn on the library, I guess.
Yeah, so let's probe him.
Do we keep the probe for the force maybe if you have to pass?
I don't think
we are passing.
It's more valuable.
Okay.
So kind of.
Okay, and this end is super weak. This is like, oh, he has Basara, I guess, but
that's turn 1 hollow 1. But no disruption. I mean, we don't really care about his aggression. We care about his disruption.
You know what would be sweet if we could kill him today? right now. Oh man! More of that stuff.
Oh yes, baby.
Yeah, this is the perfect last game. So what else do we do? Can we play this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Then we have to actually. Oh, we missed the library, but I guess that's fine.
Yeah. So if you play the vault, you can PO for 4 again.
If I play the land, yeah. So
yeah.
I was just hoping maybe you can find library, academy.
Solarian, yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. I mean, we're probably gonna find another pitch cut for a force anyway. It's not that we really need.
Yeah.
Do we actually? No, we can't dig yet.
That's too bad. You can't dig on turn 1.
And we keep going doing the shit. And this.
Yeah, we got another colored source, but no business card right now.
What if we merchant scroll for?
I think you want to brainstorm. Don't you want to do that?
Seems right, yeah.
You could find another opal or a sapphire to.
Let's just do it. Okay, Blightsea probably goes away, and then the land, I would think.
Yeah. So now we just have to play Time Vault, right?
Mana Vault with Time Vault.
Oh yeah, I guess Cage. Yeah. Yeah, just I don't wanna. No, don't spend that mana. You can do that whenever you want. Let's see.
So you're not running out
just
time.
Play the Cage and say go.
Okay. So we can library next
now
turn.
you're set up against the Venturine.
Okay.
So now, if he doesn't force us to use the Force of Will, then we can go.
Hey, Tiger Boy, you're new to the stream. Oh, but I haven't changed the overlay. Tiger Boy, you're new to the stream, and I'm somewhat new to Vintage again. Like, at least playing this deck. You got Andreas here coaching me. He's like I introduced you as the end boss of most challenges on Magic Online, and I think that's pretty accurate. Do we care about this?
I have my merits in Commander, Vintage, and Legacy.
I think we don't really care about this one, right? It's a bit slow.
We don't care about that. We don't plan on him getting more turns in this game, so...
That's one way to put it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can't library now. We can dig through time.
Oh yeah, you can't library. Well, so you have a couple of options. You can either merchant scroll for a PO or just run out the dig through time and hope to find the vault.
So we played
two
keys.
Sorry, the key. We have 2 keys and a tinker, so
I
like that.
Merchant scroll would be like we draw 5 cards.
You need to remember just one thing: we can't tinker out a Colossus with the Cage in play, so don't try that.
Okay. I think we're just gonna dig through time here. I'm wondering. Yep. No, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you're quite new to Magic. Okay, then that's some special kind of Magic you're getting into. This is some of the most broken, but also most interesting Magic, and we find it. That you could do. So do we have enough mana? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's easily enough. So we get.
Is that an Ancestral Recall? The quality just turned bad.
Yeah, it's Ancestral Recall. We can also get that, but I think it's not needed.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's flashy.
It's cool and flashy. I mean, that's what you're in for. Like if you play this from it. Okay, and then we put all of this in the bottom. So we play this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is good enough. 1, 2, yeah. So the Ancestor us. And we have no way to actually die from our own stuff. Actually, we could die. No, we won't die from Mana Void. Okay, opponents. Check this out. If we were showboating and we had more forces, then we could force our own shit and then force our force. But that's probably not. That's very rude. But we would do it on stream. On stream, it's fine.
Don't do that. Don't do that. This is fancy enough.
Yeah. So opponent and probably
you can actually demonic tutor before your extra turn.
You know what we can do? We can demonic tutor for turn, time walk.
Yeah, that was just brutal. I mean, against the deck without Force of Will, that will just happen when you are around the play.
Whew. So we got the foreign one. What did we actually lose to? I think we lost in the we lost in the second round.
We lost to that Shonen guy.
Oh yeah, the Choundel deck, that was something else. But
we didn't see Oath, but it was actually an Oath deck, and that's so we actually both lost to their. I guess we maybe just lost to their broken stuff. 2 games.
GG's, Kaluma's back. Kaluma, thanks for the games. That was some. I don't know how often these crazy turns happen with this kind of deck. But yeah, Andreas, you really got me hooked on this. I'm sorry for my viewers, but I might stream more Vintage in the future. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Do you own like Vintage in real life? Do you go to Vintage tournaments? I think you went to Eternal Weekend.
Yeah, I have some very good friends, so I have access to all Magic cards, but I don't actually own that many cards.
Sagnar is asking in chat, are there any versions of Paradoxical Outcome that play Misstep?
The thing is with Paradoxical Outcome, you need to make sure that you're not weakening your own deck, because this deck is just set up to have basically only mana and gas, and then a very bare minimum of interaction. So that's how I like to build it. If you like play your PO for 3 and you draw into like Misstep, a land, and something else, it's not very good. But obviously Misstep is very good against opposing Pyroblasts. So if your metagame has a lot of those, then it can be very good at protecting your PO. So yeah.
Yeah, in a way, this deck reminds me of like the older Storm decks, like the Perfect Storm, where it's also like mana and business, and they don't really like tinker around with like all of those protection spells, and it's just brutal raw power, and that's what I'm really getting from this deck. Is there like what I was wondering? Are there scenarios where you like end of turn Paradoxical Outcome just for value? Because the one time we did it on the opponent's turn, we did it on their upkeep to make it more likely to resolve.
Yeah, I guess the scenario where I'm most likely to do that is if I only have 2 artifacts. Then you just want to play your draw 2 at the end of your opponent's turn, and just kind of see if he's going to react to it or not, and trying to just, basically like a Night's Whisper, where you're not investing a whole lot of stuff. But if you have 3 artifacts, I would just rather do it on my own turn. And if I suspect my opponent has a counter, then I'll do it a nice upkeep to steal a mana before he gets the draw. So it's just a lot of stuff like that. It's different.
So in general, what would you say are like the because you mentioned that you also don't play Paradoxical Outcome as your main deck right now, but that might change for the next challenge, who knows? But like your estimate of the Vintage metagame, what are like the absolute tier 1 decks that you have to expect to like face in any given tournament?
It's basically how my like formula whenever I build a deck. I want to be favored over the course of a match against shops. I want to have a very good game plan against Paradoxical Outcome variants, and I kind of need to have at least 40% against Dredge. Mm-hmm. If you can do that, then I think your deck is playable. And then there's also the various fair blue decks. You also need to make sure that you're not just losing flat out to something like Leovold, or you're very soft to like the slow control decks. Like there's a Landstill deck, for instance. You need to make sure you can actually go toe-to-toe with that deck on the controlling axis.
Is that the Landstill deck that plays Stony Silence?
Yeah, it will play 1 or 2 Stony Silence, Wastelands, maybe a Crucible, and then just trying to grind out the game. That Landstill deck is very good against PO, but it can struggle against other decks with like the Survival deck with explosive starts, or the Workshop deck with explosive starts. So, but yeah, you need to think about that when you're building your deck. That the Landstill decks, the Leovold decks, those are up there.
Okay, so one question for Chat. Chat, would you be really interested in seeing more Vintage? Because I actually feel like exploring Vintage a little bit more. Like, I love Legacy, and I've been saying I wanted to get into Pauper for quite a while now, and eventually I'll probably also like explore Commander at some point, but like Vintage is really interesting me right now. And Nikolai says he wants to see more Modern. Yeah, we could also do Modern. I think, Andreas, didn't you also like have pretty good success in Modern? I think you even got 2nd place at your local FNM. No, kidding. Andreas actually got 2nd place with Team Snapcaster at GP Madrid earlier this year.
Yeah, it was a Team GP, and I guess I was lucky that my favorite deck was very well positioned. I play a lot of Titan Shift, and Bloodbraid Elf just got unbanned, so I knew a lot of people would play Jund. I played against that deck 5 times, and I won all 5 of them, so I was kind of lucky. Then I also played it at the Pro Tour, the Pro Tour Anniversary 2015. No, not 2015.
You traveled back in time. 25.
Yeah, 25th anniversary. That's the one. And I also played the deck there and had some success. I used to play a lot of Modern and be like on top of the metagame, but it's very, very hard these days. So I'm not a top Modern player anymore.
But you put out a really good article about Titan Shift. I think, was it even like in 2 parts? I don't remember. But I remember reading the article, and I don't really read a lot of Modern articles these days, but that one was really good, and I think it might be somewhat up to date.
Last summer, I won a PPTQ with that deck. I wrote about that one, and then I also wrote about our Madrid tournament. And yeah, it's pretty up to date. I would play a very similar list today if I was playing the deck tomorrow for a modern tournament.
Nikolai, yeah, there can certainly be good players in your local FNM. I've gone to FNMs where you had like multiple Grand Prix winners, Bazaar Moxen winners, like even like people considered pros just because they liked hanging out. I was just getting at that actually Andreas did something slightly bigger than FNM. So
yeah, it's just all it's humor. Don't take it super seriously.
So anyway, Andreas, do you have any shoutouts? Thanks a lot. Like from my side, thanks a lot for coming on tonight, for teaching me how to play this awesome deck. Honestly, also for like getting me interested in it in the first place. Because without tonight and our Twitter exchange, I think I would still be casting like shops and spheres and stuff. So yeah, this is the shit, man. Really, thanks so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's just perfect for me. I mean, I can see that you really enjoyed it, because when you're used to playing board state decks, I think I should call it, like a lot of Elves and Legacy and Shops and Vintage, you just suddenly, it's just a whole new world. I had a similar experience with my good friend Thomas Enevoldsen. When I introduced him to the 4-color Leovold deck in Legacy, he was like, why did I play planes and bad creatures all the time? Why didn't you show me this deck before? And I was like, I told you about it, you just wouldn't listen. And this is kind of the same, I think. If a renowned shops player gets to do the stuff you did in this league, I don't think they would be coming back to the workshops anytime soon.
Yeah, I think we might be taking a vacation from Legacy for like a week or something. Maybe even explore other vintage decks, because wow, that really got me hooked. Also, like, it's cool to see that there's lines that actually put your like alleged skill, in my case, to work. At least I'm not sure about my skill in Vintage, but I could over the course of this league certainly tell that I was actually getting better and not like making stupid plays like the Hercules thing in the first game. Like for the first 1 or 2 matches, I felt like, okay, I need Andreas to tell me exactly everything I'm gonna do, and slowly you get more comfortable playing the deck.
Yeah, that's the cool part from starting from scratch. You can just kind of keep track on your learning curve a lot more easily, I guess.
Yeah, this is like you're solving a puzzle that has like 10,000 pieces, when you're used to solving puzzles that are like just like you color them out or something.
Yeah. And I mean, some hands feel like puzzles with few pieces, but then you have some hands where you need to really just do everything perfectly, and then maybe you have a shot. And I just love those scenarios.
So, Nikolai in the chat, how often will you stream? I'm looking to stream, like, I can't tell you for sure because we just finished the Legacy Premier League, so I've got a lot more free time, but I'm looking to stream at least twice a week. It's also going to depend on how long the streams are going to be. If it's going to be like super long streams, then only like twice a week. If it's going to be like shorter streams, like just a single league, then more often than that. But we'll figure it out from here, but at least twice a week, maybe more often. So let's see. From my side, shoutouts to Card Hoarder, shoutouts to Cardboard.Live, both like 2 sponsors who play an essential role in actually bringing you this stream, and also if you're watching this on YouTube, like giving me the time to edit the videos and put them up there. So thanks a lot to those guys. You should check them out. I've used Card Hoarder for pretty much all my life on Magic Online, and Cardboard.Live is the one thing you really have to remember, because that's going to change the way coverage works like big time, and I think in this day and age that's like one of the biggest topics in Magic right now. Andreas, from your side, thanks for coming on. Do you have some shoutouts?
Yeah, no problem. I also had a lot of fun. I just want to say thank you to my beloved sponsor, Snapcardster. They let me do a lot of cool magical stuff, like coming on here, writing articles, travel the world with my best friends, and I'm just super excited what this season brings. Yeah, so keep an eye out on Snapcardster on the covers.
Awesome. And with that, we're gonna conclude tonight. Andreas, what are you gonna be up to? I think you're gonna head to bed somewhat soon.
Yeah, I think this is my magical evening during the week, where I usually write an article or study some stuff. But today I got to play some Vintage with you, so that's we should definitely do that again sometime.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. So I'm looking forward to that. And with that, I think I'm gonna edit the video and then maybe get in some Breath of the Wild, because that's awesome. That's something really magical. Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in, and see you again on, from my side, probably Thursday, but we will see. I've got my niece visiting. Right. She's like 2, and she wants to see other stuff than Magic. So, bye-bye, everyone. See ya.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.